Okay, welcome back, everyone. We've been having a, pretty crazy night. No more so than usual. We always tend to record these when we are doing wrestling shows, or like, when we come back from wrestling shows, we basically get on the podcast and just, I don't know, talk. It's not like we plan it that way. It just kind of, that's literally how the cards fell, especially for this, especially what's happening tonight. Because it was like, we finally got through a round of club stuff, like watching anime. So we're going to have a full anime roundup for you. It's just, talk about a busy schedule.
Yeah. Like, we don't have as much of a backlog as we did last time, but still a good amount to talk about.
Yeah. Well, it's not the fact that we don't have much of a backlog. It's the fact that we haven't had enough time to accumulate one just because we haven't really met much. But we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. So how would you guys like to start?
Well, do we want to talk about anime first, or just...
We can save the anime. We can save the anime roundup for later. I want to hear about your guys' time at Anime Midwest.
Oh yeah.
Because I'll just say this because I wasn't representing the podcast at Anime Midwest. I was certainly there. I had a lot of fun. It was actually probably the funnest Midwest that I've been to.
Yeah, it seems like you had your own wild adventure.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was one of the best Midwests that I've been to in... not just in a few years, but literally ever. Like, I had such a good time. Happy to spend it with Heather doing panels on Transformers and, talking about wrestling and just doing the whole thing, drawing crowds. But, I haven't really heard a lot about what you guys did at Midwest. So I would love to hear, just take me through your story day by day. What'd y'all do? How was it? Just go for it.
Yeah, fact of Friday wasn't really that much.
Ours were kind of filled with naps, just getting ready for our nighttime panel, so we had the energy for them. Mm-hmm. Because I think that was one of the days where we got up early, did some errands before we got over here, and then
sure.
Yeah, we were staying at the Doubletree Hotel, and once we got checked in there, they put us on the top floor.
Yeah, they gave us floor number 9. We were staying in room 930, I think, 930 exactly. And it looked like a penthouse suite.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you guys get early check-in?
Well, we showed up 30 minutes before check-in, really?
Yeah, we were about 2:30, and the check-in time on the email was 3.
I'll say this. Wow. Chica just completely turned purple for a second.
Yeah, he's using one of my Love Live cups that has Chica on it and filled it up with sangria.
Yeah. So, this was actually the first year where we actually arrived so early that we couldn't check in early because they just didn't have our room available for us.
It feels like the one time we've driven up to a Chicago con where we weren't just blocked by traffic the whole time.
Yeah, it was a perfect drive.
No road
honestly
construction,
was.
Really.
Yeah.
And, so we get to the hotel, we try to check in. They're like, your room's not available for us. And I'm like, why don't we just run across the street, get our badges? So we got our badges, no problem. We met up with some folks. We, toured the vendors hall. We're like, that should kill some time.
Oh, yeah, we went to the vendors hall, started talking with Mark for 10, 20 minutes.
Mark and Mia there, and Mark just started talking to us about Mia going to college.
Oh, yeah, he's very proud of Mia. I know that because we had our own talk about it. But
yeah, speaking of them, we saw Gage win a match at the wrestling show tonight.
That's right.
Love Gage.
He beat the shit out of the Chosen one, which was pretty funny. But we talked to him after the match, and I asked him hey, how's your shoulder holding up? Because for anyone who doesn't know, Gage has his arm in a shoulder brace for most of it. And I asked Mark about it. I'm like, yeah, he fucked up his shoulder at a Dreamwave event. So he's, just keeping an eye on it.
Surprised he can still wrestle with the brace like that on.
Yeah, and he said, it was fine. I just wear it more as a precaution.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Just want to make sure he wasn't just really messed up, but still going.
No.
It was kind of like me when I had my shoulder brace on.
Oh, yeah?
Mm.
Or I kind of messed up my shoulder because I think I hit the golf ball weird last season. and I had to wear a brace that felt like half of a push-up bra.
Yeah. So anyway, for Midwest, so we get checked in with our badges, and we were still so early that they didn't have a room for us, but we had a panel to do. So we were just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go do the panel. We'll come back, get in the room, whatever. We don't have another panel for like 4 hours.
Were you able to keep your suitcases and stuff there at the hotel, or did you have to bring all that stuff with you?
Oh, no. They let us keep our stuff at the hotel.
Okay.
It's just that we couldn't go into the room. But yeah, they were like, yeah, we'll watch your stuff while you go do convention. They knew why we were there, so it wasn't a big deal. And I got to do the Transformers panel for the first time with Heather. Had a great time doing it.
Nice.
Doing that panel with Heather.
I did see you had a good amount of people RSVP'd for that one.
Yeah, and a lot of them showed up. Some of them showed up in costume as Transformers.
Oh, did you see, like that on Saturday at the con? I did see one girl dressed up as like that waifu version of Optimus Prime. When they made like those Transformers waifu figures.
We didn't see that one.
That might have just been her Saturday outfit.
We may have seen her because someone showed up in a costume like that, but it was Bumblebee.
No, she might have done Bumblebee that day.
Yeah, so she had a type. But anyway, I'm having my bitch about the check-in stuff. Yeah. Tell me about the convention for you. What you like about it?
We got checked in pretty easily, and we wandered vendors for a bit, and then I was there just in my Start True Dreams, the first OP of Superstar, Love Life Superstar, in my Sumire outfit, and because at 4:00 they said there was supposed to be a Love Live meetup in the schedule,
and a Minecraft meetup.
Yeah, it was Minecraft / Love Live.
How was the Minecraft?
I don't think they showed up until like 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see any Minecraft people, or they might have been dressed as the Minecraft YouTubers and I just didn't recognize them.
Yeah. What, in prison guard? Oh, no. I'm kidding.
No, but the Love Life stuff was pretty good. We got a few pictures from that.
I think I sat there on the bench saying if no Love Live cosplayers showed up in like 15 minutes, I was just gonna leave. But then
I went around to check where they actually did have it. There was like a grassy area by the parking garage where they would have it, and then I come back and then the meetup's there.
Yeah, so. There's a Chica, a Yoshiko in one of the Guilty Kiss outfits, and a Ruby and Arena showed up.
And Heather was there too, as Yohane.
Yeah, Heather met up with us pretty early.
Okay, yeah. I figured because, me and we were up in the room drinking, but getting ready for a panel where we had to actually be on, which was our military panel. But anyway, I'm glad that the meetup, it seemed like it was a fun experience.
Yeah, we just got a few pictures together, and then they dipped because they were going to do a random dance, or I think where they just do a bunch of the dances to the songs, but I do not have the dances memorized, so I just skipped out on that.
Yeah, I get you. So they were all in like a group or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least the, because I know someone showed up as Chica too. It was like Chica, Ruby, and Yoshiko were the group. And then there was,
the Rena.
The Rena was separate, I think. Yeah, the Rena was
separate. I think I recognize that Rena because he was carrying a Rico Nezo, and I'm pretty sure I put him on blast at Hannah's panel at Magic, where I was
yeah, we're asking everybody who their best girls were, and somebody said Rico, and you said why?
No, he said Umi, and then he said why.
Oh. Well, I must have said some comment about Rico because that was a part of...
I remember it being Rico.
I probably I say a lot of bullshit about some of the different Love Live girls, but anyway, after the Love Live meetup, what'd y'all do after?
Yeah. I think after that we just got some dinner and just kind of lazed around the hotel room and stuff, and I remember at midnight that night we had to do Waifu Wars.
Oh, that's right. Well, yeah, they kind of gave you kind of the ass end of the schedule, so you probably wanted to rest up for that.
Yeah.
Which, fair.
They had to do Waifu Wars from midnight till 1 a.m. And then Saturday morning we had to do Anna music at 9 a.m.
Right. Which, not ideal, but, So sometimes you can't even blame the promotion. It's more just like, hey, this is
just where the cards fall.
Yeah, exactly. But tell me about Waifu Wars. How did that go for you with just like a 2-person crew?
It was pretty good. I was mostly manning the computer while Steven was up at the front, just basically being the MC.
Mm-hmm. And when Steven gets back, we can ask him about it. But what were some of the highlights of the Waifu Wars picks that night?
The very first pick, the guy was just so excited to get to the front of the line. It was this guy dressed up as Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen, where he was in the body paint and stuff.
Oh, was he the shirtless fella?
Yeah. Just shirtless in the black body paint. Just want to put Makima in S tier. Put Makima in S+ tier because she was mommy and started barking for Makima.
Did you prompt that?
Nope. He just did it.
I was like, because you told me this story, like...
It's like, yeah, he ended up showing up to our Angst and Regret panel on Saturday, and you popped in for that one, and like you saw that guy just saying, I barked for Makima!
Yeah, and I was like, I had no context for who this person was. And keep in mind, it's Saturday night at a con. I'm fucking drinking and everything. I'm pretty pissed, not mad. English slang for drink.
Drunk.
Yeah, and I'm just, not even, I mean, I'm saying that more facetiously. I was coherent, but I was just like, having a lot of fun. And I see this fella, he's like across the row from me, and he's got the body paint on, but he's like really like energetic.
Yeah, it's like really happy for. I mean, I only have a baseline understanding of Jujutsu Kaisen, but
yeah.
I've only seen like 3 episodes of season 1, but I knew that character, and this dude's personality was not the character.
Fair enough. So anyway, we're skipping ahead a little bit, but go back to Waifu Wars and tell me about but besides the shirtless fella who was barking for Makima, tell me about some of the other picks that were interesting.
Another one I remember is, I think he wanted Urza from Fairy Tail in A tier, but then a lot of people in the crowd started shouting for her to be lower, so I was able to get the crowd to come to a compromise by saying B for Booba. Because I think the main reason the guy wanted her in A tier was because she had big booba.
Oh, okay. Urza from Fairy Tail. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Any other prominent picks? Because I wasn't there, so I can't really make my own judgments. But
I'll have to look at the picture again too, because I don't remember that much from it either.
But based on what I saw of, I think I caught a glimpse of the list at one point. You guys probably sent it to me. And I don't remember being outraged by anything in it. It's like, yeah, everyone kind of ended up where they should. Not even there was nothing really out of the ordinary, if you know what I mean. Like, there was no, like, Komi in D tier or Nagisa in C tier or anything, like, nothing egregious like that.
I do remember when they put Sakura from Naruto and Shit on Fire, and Steven just said, let's take her home, because the Shit on Fire tier exists because of Sakura.
Yes, that's true, because at the first Waifu Wars,
somebody brought Sakura up on the list and the crowd started chanting, Shit on Fire!
Yeah, there was one guy in the front, I remember specifically kicking that off, and then everyone, like, just kind of said, yeah, Shit on Fire! I'm like, alright, the people have spoken, and...
Gotta add that to the list now.
And I think every single time that we have done Waifu Wars, Sakura has ended up either in shit on fire tier, or on the lowest tier that was available to us.
Yeah.
Not jail tier. Jail tier is something completely different.
Misato ended up in jail tier.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Shouldn't surprise you.
That tier kind of does exist because of her.
You didn't tell me that the Jujutsu Kaisen guy barked without prompting.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, I thought I said that. Oops.
Yeah,
he just straight up did it.
Yeah, he knew that he barked, but didn't.
Like he did that on his own.
Yeah, see, here's in my head. I thought you were doing like some kind of like strip club DJ act where you're like, "Hey, yo, you want Makima in S tier? Why don't you bark for her, bitch?" or something like that.
No, the funny thing is, I thought of doing that when he said that, but then he did it on his own.
Beat me to the punch. I was like, because that's what I was thinking had happened with this person.
Yeah, okay, for the audience, imagine someone dressed up as Sukuna barking for Makima. That's all we didn't know. Sorry.
Was he on his knees when he did it?
Fucking knees and hands and put the mic to his
Christ.
mouth. Started barking. I'm like, okay.
You probably handled that better than me. I probably would have needed to step out and have a cigarette real fast.
I did have a nice big drink after he did that. So like,
I'm sure.
How the fuck do you react to that though?
That's a good.
It happens.
That's a good way to make an impression, though. I mean, you're never gonna forget that guy. I guarantee it. But
also, I mean, if we're talking waifu wars, this is actually the first time I've had people complain that we don't have more MHA characters on there.
Yeah.
Hiroaka?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so they always got a good laugh out of the fact of what I always say, that people got mad at us for putting My Hero Academia characters on there once, so to compromise, we only have Bakugo's mom.
And she didn't even end up in a good tier, from what I remember.
I think she usually ends up kind of lower, because if you want to bang her, you'll also have to be Bakugo's stepdad.
I mean, you don't have to be, but
You kind of be the one that, sneaks out of the window. But, so anyway, it sounds like...
one more thing to add to that. I say this joke every time we do Waifu Wars. The reason why we don't have many Hero Acad people on there is because I'm assuming most of the fan base is asleep during Waifu Wars. In their bed to sleep.
Fair enough. So...
I wonder if we should change S+ tier to bark, bark, bark tier.
Do it. That's actually a great idea.
If I remember the login, which I think I do remember it now, so.
Because...
Or change it to Mommy, sorry, Mommy, sorry.
Mommy, sorry, or with, parentheses, bark, bark, bark.
Yeah, actually, that might all fit in there. We never know.
I mean, you can add as much text as you want.
You can, but also comes with this. We have to present this, and I also got complaints that the characters were they couldn't see people from a certain distance away. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry.
That's fair. The technical
more of a projector problem.
Yeah, the technical issues are always ones that we're going to be dealing with. So, anyway, sounds like your Friday was memorable.
Oh.
How did Saturday pan out?
Saturday was a bunch of naps.
Yeah, we woke up around 8.
Because we had music at 9.
Yeah.
Oh god,
yeah,
that was brutal.
Thing, we took a bunch of naps during Midwest just because the bed they had in our hotel room was so comfy.
I will say that the beds that we got in the Hilton were pretty nice too.
Yeah. So we got comfy beds. Also, we're tired because we went from late night panel to early morning panel, so the EPs were needed.
Yeah, no, I get it. How did Anime Music go?
Anime Music went pretty good.
Yeah, we changed how the things are set up, so it's like Steven's slide where it's all the questions, and then eventually when it gets almost the end of the panel time, we have our answers to those questions.
I thought I gauged it out to 10 minutes, but I think it takes about 15 minutes to get through because I think I was kind of rushing it near the end.
But other than that, it's still an open forum.
Yeah, it's like an open forum for the first, let's say it's a 15-minute panel, so it's the first 40 minutes is an open.
Yeah.
Well, I take 10 minutes to explain, and then we do 30 minutes of thing, and then we take care of ours at the last. I really like it for kind of a morning panel. I do think it suits a morning panel atmosphere because people kind of tired. People kind of tired. It kind of wakes their brain up a little bit.
Yeah. Which is funny because sometimes it's been put in Friday afternoon, which is kind of funny. But
remember, wasn't there one magic where I couldn't drink the entire day on a Saturday because it was Saturday 7 at night?
I think so. Yeah. I remember that. That was
The best part of that was because we saw Mark at Mia's VTuber panel, I think, that day. And we said, "Oh yeah, we're doing anime. We did anime this morning." He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember doing that guitar thing. Were you drunk during that?" I'm like, "No, I was stone sober."
he couldn't do it drunk because the
last time I tried doing that drunk, we went to Memphis.
and he had a war with his stomach that night.
No,
yeah.
I
also on the Friday of Midwest, you might have seen me dressed as Kikuri, and I bought an acoustic bass back in April, so I learned how to play most of Kikuri's song from the anime.
You know, the bad thing is the only thing I remember her from doing that is bonking some guy in the head with the bass.
Oh yeah. So for your Friday, lots of naps. You did Angst and Regret.
Saturday at 8 p.m. we did Angst and Regret.
Yeah, imagine trying to kill 11 hours.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean,
but what we did find a good bunch of restaurants on that side of town.
Oh yeah,
I think the only one we didn't.
Embassy Suites. There's a really good pizza place.
Yeah, Heather was telling me about.
Yeah, it's called Slice.
Slice spelled with a Y.
Is there a bar there?
Yes, it's a pizza bar.
Oh, then we're going for magic.
Yeah, it's really good for the price, and they have really good drinks too.
Good.
I got a big old glass of sangria.
Nice.
Then I got myself an old fashioned that was probably like a double.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also at that.
Nice.
At the hotel we stayed at, the Doubletree, they had a little bar, restaurant inside the hotel, and we went there on Friday, and one of the drinks they had there that Steven got was the Japanese old-fashioned.
Ooh.
They used a Japanese whiskey, then they used ginger syrup, and then mixed the rest.
I didn't say it was strong.
The whiskey was fantastic, but once you hit this the ginger syrup, ooh, that messed my stomach up a little bit. It was because you just get this ginger hit and it just sits like a rock in your stomach. You're like, oh no.
So how did Angst and Regret go?
Angst and Regret
might be one of our best Angst.
That was one. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'll say Angst and Regret has a nice solid home at Amkey because it gets the most reactions at Amkey.
Oh, sure did this year.
But Midwest Magic and the summer cons, it actually does do pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
The same guy who was dressed up as Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen.
He was there for that, and he knew every single show.
Every single show.
So he'd just be like, "No, I watched that in middle school."
Wait,
oh
so
God.
he knew Dream Eater Mary.
I think Dream Eater Mary's where he either stopped or he had to leave to go to another panel.
Okay.
I think that might have been the one he didn't know. I do remember everyone's reaction to the information about school days that we found out at Amkey that one time where Makoto's family tree is a circle.
Yes, the famous...
Just going up to that one picture they had where technically she's his aunt.
Yeah.
She's a what?
Yeah. So what shows... I don't mean to get bogged down into the weeds of what shows were there? What shows did you take out? Because folks, it's Steven's panel, so I don't really edit.
Well, the good thing is we're doing this on the computer where I have it on there, so I can open it up right now.
Yeah, we did do a little bit of editing to Angst and Regret. We kind of made it more like an iceberg where we put the most well-known ones, like Darling in the Franxx.
That's a good idea. I like that.
At the beginning, and then just got probably what would be a little bit more obscure.
Yeah.
I do remember we took out Angel Beats, and I think we took out Elfen Lied.
Yeah, we took out Elfen Lied because...
you took out Elfen Lied.
We took out Elfen Lied not because people didn't really see it, but because trying to explain that in a PG-ish type of thing and the way why it's kind of cringy is a little dicey.
That's fair. That's fair.
I feel like we should kind of mark Angst and Regret as a 13+.
Yeah, it really did actually work as a 13+ panel because
that's a good idea. We'll do that in the future when we do this panel.
It was also
don't really have too much explicit stuff in there for it to be an 18+.
But we're talking too much about herons for my comfortability to see a kid walk in the room, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
Elfen Lied can't really not bring up the fact that it's tons of nudity and. First scene is a naked cat girl with her tits out, ripping the still beating hearts out of people's chests.
Yeah. And the very first kill she gets is squeezing some guy's balls till he dies. So you know.
Oh, you had to bring that up.
Yep. All right. So I have why? So we have Angst and Regret here. So how I have it ordered, I may change the order around, but the shows we have on there, so you guys can. So for the people who don't go to these type of cons, I have Sword Art. My first one, what we didn't change was a spoiler tag. We kept that there because it's funny.
That's good.
We have Sword Art Online, and then it's Hatalia.
Okay.
I'm debating on changing the order of that, but I think Sword Art Online's like a good draw.
Yeah.
To keep that first.
People are going to know exactly what you're going for with this panel when you talk about Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online is like the middle school anime for this generation.
And then for our third one, I kind of was actually kind of at a tie, but I kept it in this order, so I put Tokyo Ghoul third.
Okay.
And then we did Future Diary fourth.
Okay.
And then we had Darling in the Franxx 5th, which is also why we put this to a 13+ panel, because our Who Approves This slide is dicey as shit.
Wait, what? I know what's on there. I know what's on there.
Shit. Yeah, okay, for those who want an actual visual of this, the pictures for the Who Approves This slide is the setup inside the robot, which is like basically it's like doggy position if you guys are... Yeah, and then the giant robotic waifu, and then the bottom picture is the child marriage thing, which is
Which that gigantic robot scene was like the moment was like.
Wasn't that like one of our bad days off the 9? And did you see that day?
Yeah, I was about ready to have my Joker moment. I was like, is everyone in club really entitled to their 2 weeks?
If I don't push things to the limit, you don't enjoy it.
It was a fun drunk watch, and it absolute like you kind of need to see it to put it in the panel. So, I'm just coping at this point. Continue.
Yeah, and then we have Howl's Moving Castle in as which I count again.
We weren't sure if we
1,
should
2,
delete that
3,
one or not.
4, 5, the 5th one. I think I used it as like a break to get everyone to actually kind of calm down from the cringe. Think, okay, it was really just
Why is Howl's Moving Castle so popular?
Yeah, pretty much. That's why we kept it there. And then we went to Another, which people started to pick up more on.
You kept Another.
Yeah, we kept Another because that one's actually kind of okay to keep in there. And then we had Mysterious Girlfriend X, where I explained how I drank an entire bottle of whiskey in a night.
I was going to say, for that new panel that we're doing, please include that story, because that story is fucking hilarious. I remember
the incredible final episode.
You were texting us the whole night while you were like, and you were like rocking back like a fucking bottle. I had the bottle. My little brother, my awesome little brother, gave me a 750 ml Jim Beam and a glass for like a. Was it Jim Beam or Evan Williams? Oh, it was Jim Beam.
Jim Beam.
Okay.
It says on the glass. And he gave me that, and
bottle, my bad.
Well, it was like a 750 ml bottle.
Okay.
And then he gave me the cup to go with it, and on the back of that box was a recipe for like kind of like a whiskey soda type thing. Winston Churchill would drink, be like a little bit of Jim Beam and a lot of ginger ale. And I think I went through about 5 or 6 glasses, which was the entire bottle.
Dude, you got fucking just ripped. And keep in mind, that night we were like drinking because
we had to drink to get through that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did. And we thought the 12th episode was the last one, but oh boy, it wasn't.
Yeah, he held it together enough to get the other Hannah home. And I was just like, you know what? I don't have shit to do tomorrow. I hate my fucking job, so I'm just gonna fucking ride this shit out.
I didn't have anything to do the next day, because I think the next day was like a Sunday. I think we did this on a Saturday. I could be wrong, but I just know I didn't go to work the next day.
Yeah, I get you. Well, with
But yeah. Let me summarize that last episode. Spit play on top of Mon's grave. If you need to ask me more, feel free to email us at offthebalcony21@gmail.com to ask me what the fuck is going on.
Or you just ask us during one of our panels, because we love telling stories about us watching anime, for better or worse. So anyway, continuing on.
Yeah, so next is a Game Ga Kill.
Good.
Then we got Beyond the Boundary on there, because that money shot's worth it.
Oh, the money shot. The money shot.
It's kind of nice having my little sister locked up like this.
Bruh.
Brother.
Biggest bruh moment. Can we get a Goofy in the chat? My goodness.
Someone's been watching August the Duck.
Been catching up on my backlog, because I guess ever since it's not that I don't like August the Duck. I love August the Duck. It's just like, I don't know, it seemed like he went away for a bit, so I kind of didn't pick catch back up until later. So it was.
He did have a bunch of age restricted videos because YouTube's being YouTube.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had school days next, and I put a hyperlink to the Bye Bye Makoto countdown from New Year's Eve.
Oh, good, you found it. Good.
Yeah, I even have a note there that says like start at 54 and at a minute 15.
Okay, so they do like the full minute countdown. It's like, no, we just need like the lap, like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Bye bye Makoto.
So great. And then the coup de grace for the original list is Dream Mary because that is the one
genesis of the panel.
The reason the panel exists.
Yeah, my very first show that I showed these guys for Anime Club.
Yeah.
Start off at a D to keep the expectation low, and then go to canon next to get it all the way up that stair.
I brought you in showing you Girl Leapt Through Time and Garden of Words, and you turn around and you fucking, there are rules to this shit.
Rules? The fuck do you?
Rules to this.
The fuck do you mean rules to this shit?
I guess the only rule is, hey, your 2 weeks are yours. I'm a roast based us.
And then we decided to add the words current cringe to our list, which the 3 shows on there are Mushoku Tensei, Rent-A-Girlfriend, and the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You.
Right.
Yeah, those are the shows that are currently airing right now that
are basically Reddit.exe.
Yeah, the r/anime subreddit really loves these shows, and I just cannot see it. I cannot see why.
Let me roast these in reverse order, right? So we have the 100 Girlfriends thing, which is basically just a harem with fetishes.girl.
You told me, and it doesn't be repeated
here.
Hey,
the subreddit says, no, it's a deconstruction of the harem show.
Hey, I want you to know something, Reddit.
Stop.
A car crash is a deconstruction of an automobile. That does not mean that it's good.
r/anti-car tech note. And then we have Rent-A-Girlfriend, which is just bitch, you really live like that. .show.
Yeah.
And please, dear
like the
God.
first scene of that is the guy gooning over his ex.
Yes, it is.
His ex cucked him, but he's still gooning over her.
Oh, fuck. Can we put that in the fucking anime moments when my parents watch?
Yes, you can.
Because, folks, we're doing kind of like a
we're trying to workshop a new panel.
Yeah, for Anime Magic. It's basically this panel except more specific and more for like after dark.
Yeah, like things that are otherwise great shows, but then there's just that one scene where just if somebody just walked in on you watching that, it's like no, you don't understand.
Well, I mean, we're gonna do bad shows too, but yeah.
And then Mushoku Tensei, do we want to talk about how the guy got to be isekai in the first place?
Yeah, don't ask a woman her age, don't ask a man his salary, don't ask Mushoku Tensei fans how the main character ended up homeless and how he ended up in the position to get hit by that truck.
Is this stuff that we can say on podcast? Or can you?
We can. I know how to Dan get the language. He was watching some.
I think how the light.
Cheese. How about we do it this way? He was watching Cheese Pizza
during his parents' funeral, and his siblings beat the shit out of him.
I'm done.
Yeah, see, that's where you check out. Correct.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I cannot understand how people just keep going with this show. Like, no, after he got isekai'd as a little boy, he changed his ways. Even though every thread I've seen is like, no, he still pervs on all the girls in this universe, but he just gets away with it because he's strong. And they'll say, like, no, he's learning how to respect women. No.
Hey, guys, I know the isekai genre, you're supposed to put yourself in the shoes of the person who got isekai'd, but how about for this one we don't?
As long as the shoes...
Come on, this is Reddit. They're already in his shoes.
As long as the shoes are dangling from a tree, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, we'll I was gonna have everyone who likes Mushoku Tensei, who likes the main character Mushoku Tensei, how about we put it that way. I'm gonna have to ask you to make a very nice friendship-based bracelet with the, or necklace actually, friendship necklace with the nearest oak tree.
Yeah. besties. Anyway, so
besties to lift you up.
So,
We'll put you down.
So one more question before we move on from Angst and Regret. How did those new shows go over with the crowd?
They loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Luckily, everybody there was on the same page.
Even the
I think,
Jujutsu Kaisen
Yeah.
Some people were yelling like, "Oh, why are they on there?" But then we explained the reason. They're like, "Okay, yeah, we can't exactly defend that."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, imagine trying to defend anything like that.
You know, it'd be a good show to throw on there, or the anime moments panel, Usagi drop.
Oh god. We did mention that because if we have time at the end of these, we do a Q&A. And I did mention Usagi drop.
It's like, what was that one show? Like the guy raising the girl, and
yeah.
And then I brought up the story of Usagi drop, where that's how it got the title of the manga that betrayed its audience.
Right.
Yeah, and then other shows I brought up was like I watched Rosario the Vampire sober. Was a mistake. High School DxD is just a punching bag for this shit at this point.
High School of the Dead would be.
High School of the Dead could be like
that one's kind of tongue in cheek anyway.
High School of the Dead was just purposely like that though.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it for the anime moments after dark. You couldn't really do it for Angst and Regret.
I mean, would it really be good for anime moments after dark if the whole show was like that?
Well, if your parents,
we could do the sniper scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your friend doing that.
Yeah, my pal Jordan, he majored at U of I for aerospace engineering, so I just sent the gif of the bullet going through the boobs.
Yeah.
So I just had him calculate just how fast would her boobs have to be moving
to get around that sniper bullet.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was enough to like break the sound barrier.
Yep. Her tits would be making sonic booms.
Love
Imagine clapping, but it's not with your cheeks.
So anyway.
And then our last one is obviously the show for this podcast, which, of course, why wouldn't we put that on there?
So, Angst and Regret, 2 thumbs up.
Oh, very much so.
And Sunday sounds like it was mostly a bore up until the Love Life panel.
Yeah, they put my Love Life panel at the very last thing on the schedule.
And we had to check it.
Ceremonies.
Well, the good thing was it allowed us to kind of be slow with the morning, getting up in the morning.
Sure.
They didn't charge us for the coffee, which was neat, because I use that coffee machine religiously.
Well, there you go.
Mainly just so I didn't have to spend money at Starbucks.
And we didn't have to check out until noon. So.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And the good thing was DoubleTree was we parked near where the skywalk was for the DoubleTree.
Oh, good.
The skywalk for the parking garage.
Oh, okay. So you could still take the skywalk to get to
Hyatt? It was a convoluted skywalk, which is why we mostly just opted to walk across the street because it was a lot faster.
It was faster to walk across the street.
That's what most folks do anyway. Like, first of all, that skywalk is fucking hot every day.
Except on Sunday where it rained for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, because we were out of town by the time that rain hit, and when you told me that it was raining, like, the fuck, there wasn't a cloud in the sky when we left. Oh,
my favorite part was we were sitting inside the whatever that restaurant was.
Yeah, the little restaurant inside the convention center, the Expoteria.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we decided to get food there.
Is that place still open?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the food's pretty good there.
Yeah, I've had the food there. It's just I haven't been there in like a year or two because I thought it was closed because of COVID.
Pretty good prices for the.
No, I mean we went there Midwest last year.
Oh yeah, we must have just skipped it this year. It's not a big deal.
It's not really, but no, yeah, the food was pretty good. You got a lot. The grilled cheese was amazing.
Yeah.
So
Texas toast grilled cheese with bacon.
Baby, that's the one.
That's how I'm making bacon. That's how I'm making grilled cheese from now on.
Love Life panel. How did it go?
We had some technical difficulties.
Okay, let's start.
There's some asshole. There's some. I don't think he was one of the official voice actor guests, but he was just a guy like doing a panel about voice acting, and you're saying like, oh, are the next panelists here? It was like 10 minutes until the panel. Like it was the 10 minutes where we were supposed to be setting up. It was like, wait, are the next panelists here? And I just raised my hand, and It's like, okay, I'm just gonna let these two guys go since there were two people up there gonna do their little script readings. So.
And they both took like a minute and a half. It wasn't too bad. They gave some critiques. It wasn't too bad. And then there was like 3 minutes left.
Yeah, it was like 3:57 at this point, and he just says, "Okay, 3 minutes left. Any questions for me?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually really close. If I just didn't like contain myself, I probably would have gone out there and said, "You have negative 5 minutes. Get out of my sight."
Yeah.
But it was the last panel of the day. I didn't want to be a gigantic asshole.
Yeah.
Probably should have though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, dude, you need to give us 10 minutes.
I think was he like a taller, skinnier dude?
I think so. Yeah.
I think I've ran into him before. He's like trying to.
Kind of looks like Robbie Damon if Robbie Damon didn't shower.
Oof.
Well, when I saw because I remember a guy shilling voice acting stuff in one of our panels a few years ago, and I almost I was pretty drunk. I almost shouted at take that shit out in the fucking hallway, which is what I wanted. I don't even remember it because I was pretty trash that weekend. So
if we see that guy again, we should let him have it.
Yeah. Oh, I will. Let me. I will get us written up.
Oh, bad, dude. We'll both do it.
Yeah.
Get us the 2 for 1 deal.
I'm gonna throw on my fucking Liam voice. Oi, get your fucking ass out of here. Oi, you want to do voice acting? Go fucking hang yourself.
Go voice act to the dumpsters.
So anyway, but how did the Love Light panel actually go when you?
So after our technical issues, because this jackass decided to one, turn off the projector before he started his shit, and 2, put it on computer 1.
Yeah, you told me.
So that made me angry.
Had to go grab the staff there, and
they helped us out pretty good.
Yeah, so I was just sitting there at the front, just so nervous. I just had my little phone up to the microphones playing Aqua's debut songs because Aqua's just recently announced they're having their final live.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And I was just sitting there just so nervous, like, am I even gonna have a panel?
And then you had a panel,
yeah,
and how did it go?
And I got through everything.
I think we had about 20-ish people there, which was pretty nice.
That's a good crowd, especially for a Sunday, a late Sunday at a con.
Yeah, like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
What I really liked was those 3 girls from the Love Life meetup were there.
Oh, good. I was sad to hear that Zuzu couldn't make it, but
I mean, she was only up there for 1 day, so
yeah.
You know.
So
it happens.
Yeah, because she came to our wrestling panel dressed as Rena, carrying a Nozomi. So I'm like,
she got a Nesso of her best girl.
Yeah. Which I was thinking about buying some Nezzos, but they didn't really like. Really,
I bought a Nezzo.
Yeah, I mean it was technically one Sarah from Saint Snow.
Oh.
I tried to buy it, but for some reason that booth wasn't taking my card. Like, you know how the chip reader on my debit card's kind of finicky.
Yeah.
So just for some reason the machine just wasn't taking my card.
So I ended up paying for it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. See, I'm in the market right now for some Nijigasaki Nezzos.
Yeah. I really want a big Rena and a big Kasumi.
Yeah.
That's who I was keeping my eyes out for. But I saw like, Yo, Daya. I
Yeah,
was this close to buying a Daya one because that would have been funny.
Yeah. I mean, you actually like Daya.
She is my birthday twin.
Oh, that's right.
She's born January 1st.
Birthday month twin. Let me just get something, all right? Let me have something.
I think actually you're closer to the.
I'm closer to you.
Yeah, it's like the fan birthday for you is because Yu's character design was revealed on January 29th.
Oh,
So
okay.
The fandom considers that
cute.
Yu's birthday.
Oh,
If I see her, she is getting bought immediately because birthday twin.
Every
But
time so I'm glad to hear that your Love Live panel went great. I always love.
That's pretty much all we have to say about our Midwest.
Yeah.
But I want to say real fast because if I don't say it now, this thought is gonna bother me. Every time I think about you from Nijigasaki, I think of that Gin Blossom song, the one that goes, "Found out about you," and I just imagine it cutting to a picture of a Nezzo of you, because they do have you Nezzo berries.
But another thing about our Midwest is our haul. Your boy got a new wallet because
cool.
Because my wallet, every time my legs would get sweaty from either just being outside because of our heat wave, or just like walking around a lot, it would actually just grow like a very like light layer of mold on top of my leather wallet.
Ooh.
So I'm like, I'd wipe that off, and I'm like, you know what? Time for me to get a new wallet. So I got a new wallet.
So the wallet that I'm holding up
Your
now,
boy got a chopper wallet.
the chopper wallet from
One Piece, baby.
Piece.
I was gonna have Champion sign it because it looked like he needed something to do, but then he packed up and left them. That was kind of sad.
So I too have a wallet that I bought at a convention. Not exactly the best idea to transfer all of your insurance cards and whatnot into a wallet in the middle
of the vendor's hall.
Yeah, but live and let die.
It was Anime Zap. There weren't that many people there.
Yeah. And plus, it was the vendor basically said, "Yeah, just come back here and do it." So anyway, I have a Cobra Kai wallet from the Karate Kid franchise, and I love this wallet. Some dude actually saw my wallet, and we started quoting Cobra Kai to each other in the elevator. It was pretty fun. But anyway, I am so glad to hear that you guys had a great Anime Midwest.
Yeah.
Wait, there actually is one more thing I can bring up about Midwest. Is that me, Steve, and Heather went to the Vocaloid concert run by Empath P. There were, she does a lot of work with English Vocaloids, and she even voiced one of them. And so, yeah, it's fun seeing that again. And also, it was weird that they had a lot of the English Vocaloids singing Japanese songs.
So
that was a bit off.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite part was somewhere they had Big Al, who non-Vocaloid fans not know, but he's one of the second generation English Vocaloids where he kind of sounds going for like an Elvis-y voice, and the box art, I think it's the first draft of his box art is where he looks like Frankenstein.
Nice. Oh,
So,
is it like a Bubba Hotep thing going on? If anyone remembers that movie.
Which the funny part is, the song that they had Big Al singing, or they kind of made him a baddie. It's kind of like sexy sounding club song. It's like, this doesn't suit my boy.
So,
why are they turning my boy into a baddie?
So I'm actually glad that you guys had a pretty relaxing, kind of chill Midwest.
Oh, also, last thing, I finished my Horror Heat Shrine. Now the next step is to get the Guardians.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
he found the season 1 and 2 Blu-ray of Haruhi Suzumiya for $35 at the DVD stand.
And bought it.
Nice. So glad that you guys had a chill Midwest. My Midwest was just the way I like it, kind of, which is activity. Panel. Just that's kind of the way I operate.
I kind of wish ours was like that, so you'd actually give it something to do. But I did edit something up.
And they didn't accept my Lost Media panel, so
Yeah. Well. So anyway.
But they did accept the 80th version of the Bakugo Deku.
Yeah, there were 50 My Hero Academia and 50 Has-Been Hotel panels.
You know what? Maybe we should just start Trojan horsing panels that are interesting as that kind of crap, gay,
the Has-Been Deku fun time. And
yeah, it's
just us talking about boomer stuff.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna do one of those. I'm gonna roast both those shows and get us kicked out. That's gonna happen. You're gonna say your shows are bad. You should feel bad. Deku's a bitch character. Go on with your life.
So, on that note, how about we do anime roundup?
I'm gonna take this moment since we're an hour, about 50 minutes in, to do a little bit of chilling here, real quick, if that's okay.
That's fine. But after that, we'll do...
after that we'll do the roundup. Yeah.
Or did you want to talk a little bit about the Peoria Con?
Oh, sure. We'll say a few words on the.
Yeah. But
you do your housekeeping.
The housekeeping first. First off, please like, subscribe, and share the video. It tells YouTube that you like us. I know we have we've gained most of our subscribers from going to conventions, which I think is fantastic. We gained 6 from Midwest, which was awesome. And now we're down to 5 business cards. So why don't we get those printed up from Magic? We would like you guys to like, share, comment, subscribe. Just get the video up in the algorithm so people can see. Oddly enough, our golf brother.
Sorry.
He's gonna fucking go no. He's
I
gonna
was
go.
actually looking at Anime Magic's social media page.
And they fucking.
Whoops.
No.
All right. But like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that fun jazz. I'm pretty sure YouTube will have the buttons line up every time I say that shit. Also, we have if you guys would like to donate monetarily, you don't have to, but we would love it if you do. I have a GoFundMe in the description. It is for the Conmobile, as I'd like to call it. So whenever we do go, we have a more comfy con ride. I would love to also probably do this up as like a 91 Daisy Dish 1956 Chrysler Imperial. I want to get that out of the barn and on the road. I feel like it would be a good thing for that car. The last time that fucker was driven was 1965. I'd like to get that back on the road. If you guys want to help me out with that endeavor, please go ahead and donate at that link below. If you want to donate to help out the channel for like Adobe subscriptions or any other thing we might run into for like a show betterment, like cameras or whatnot, there is a Venmo link down down in the description too. Please go ahead and check that out. Just put the note on there for OTB or for the YouTube channel, and I'll definitely know which one that's going to, and so then I can use that for where it's supposed to go. Other than that, again, thank you guys for taking all those business cards at Midwest. That really does help the channel grow. And even if you throw it away, someone else might find it and scan the QR code by accident. So, they can subscribe that way. It'd be great. Just sneak it on people. It'd be fun. Have fun with that. But other than that, yeah, let's talk about Peoria Con now.
I only have a few words.
Which is like light, and then we'll get to the anime, which is what you guys are here for.
It wasn't even a small con. I mean, it was small by like our standards of like what we are used to visiting. But
I think the official name for it was Peoria Toy and Comic Convention, which is run by QuadCon. Which, if you know them, they usually run tiny little cons inside malls, like around like the kind of Midwest area.
Yeah, for a small promotion, they do a lot of work. Like they do a
lot
of shows.
I think this weekend right now they're having one in like Kokomo, Indiana.
Okay, yeah,
I'm subscribed to their Facebook page now because they had all the news for the Peoria Con on Facebook. So now I get all of the notifications for all of their shows.
Yeah, they're primarily Midwest, but like the show we went to was a lot of fun because they had a lot to do there for such a little show.
In the Peoria Civic Center. So they had Lizzie Freeman and Jake the Snake and Jim Cummings.
Jim Cummings, yes.
Jim Henson's dead.
Yeah.
Would have been weird if they had Jim Henson, but
no, they found out how to do reanimation. It's all good.
But yeah, Jake the Snake was there. I saw him give a brief panel.
It was weird. Everything was in the same room.
Yeah.
It's like the panel room was just like kind of a tiny little stage kind of set up
with
in
like
the corner
50
of the room.
like 50 chairs in front of it.
Yeah, but most of those seats were filled.
Yes.
Whenever anyone was up there to give
like
a talk,
Jake the Snake packed at the standing room near the chairs.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of interesting when you can just grab a chair from like the corner of the room and just sit down, but people wanted to stand for it.
But yeah, there was like a gaming area that was like in the same room, and then most of the room was the vendors hall.
And let me look up the name of the promotion though.
They also had a wrestling show there.
Yeah,
they did have a wrestling show there.
They had I think that was the first.
01 USA.
Yeah. And they put on a good show. They actually had some familiar faces.
It's like some of the people that do Iron Spirit in
our
town.
That were there tonight.
Yeah, we had CMC and B.A. Malkin there.
Yeah. And the Pemberton, who's the referee.
Oh yeah, when he went in the wrestling thing in his power suit, that was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
At the second little wrestling show, the last one of the day, they had at the little Peoria Con. Like they did the battle royale where first it's sort of like two wrestlers in the ring, and like they went at it for like a minute or so, and then like they bring in another guy.
Yeah,
another guy.
That was a unique way to do that.
Yeah. I think they had like 10 people in there, and then they said next wrestler in 3.
Yeah.
2. It's like there's still more.
Yeah, it was honestly.
Everyone from the show was there.
And I think at one point they said, Jason Pemberton. Like, wait, isn't that the ref? And then...
And he just comes out in his fucking...
Like, one of those, like, little red, like, strong man... Like, see, like, strong men in cartoons.
And he just went for it. Because I think he is trained as a wrestler. Like, from... I talked to him a couple of times. It seemed like he may have, like, wrestled when he was younger and then moved to reffing, which isn't all that uncommon.
I remember talking to him, too. I think he might have had an injury.
Which, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, injuries are common in this game.
Yeah, I think when I did see him wrestling up there, it kind of looked like he was like doing the cartoony thing where it looked like he was like winding up for a punch.
Yeah, he was doing like he was doing the fucking Popeye shit.
Giving him an old razzle dazzle.
Speaking of injuries, if we can circle back a little bit to our other wrestling thing, I talked to Sean a little bit, Sean Galway.
So he was there.
He was there.
He was there tonight.
Yeah, when we were there buying our tickets, we just saw him talking to his friends.
Yeah, everyone at Iron Spear was like giving him hugs, saying, "I hope you're doing better." He's like, "Yeah," and started describing how his leg got fucked because I think he's like said his legs were going one way and the pressure was going the other, and just went.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat what Mark told me, but me and Mark ran into each other at UICon, and we sort of talked about because it was right after it happened, and I was like. You know what's happening. He was telling me, yeah, his leg is jacked.
Yeah, so
I want to talk to him about golf. I didn't get the chance.
Oh yeah, he does occasionally post things on Instagram like how his PT's going, and I think the last update we saw was him playing golf, which you're like, hey,
yeah,
we do that.
Boy, that'd be fun.
Which I think Steven did say that it looked like he was at the El Paso golf course.
Oh,
like the one we went to a few months ago.
I think it was like he was either teeing off the hole 13 or 14. I couldn't remember which one.
So the ones across that road, like where we had to go under the... Okay.
Yeah. That's what it looked like to me.
Okay. So there were like some hills and you could maybe see some houses in the background?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
I think it was 13 because I remember that tree that I fucking nuked my ball towards. But
So anyway, QuadCon, or the Peoria Toy and Comic Show, great time.
I definitely go to it next year.
Yeah, it's always fun. Well, I mean, this is my first time going to the Civic Center show, so...
I mean, this has been my first time to the Civic Center in, like, over a decade, so...
Yeah, same here. But yeah, had a lot of fun, so I think now it...
Also, I want to say the quality of Peoria, where the arm for the, parking gate was just torn off.
Yeah, so we were like, hey, do we need to pay for parking?
Nah.
And, yeah, we just rolled on through, and, you know, just had a great day. We were there for longer than I expected. We were, like, there for 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, we got both wrestling shows, so...
I think we went there on the Sunday of that little con, so the show was open from 10 to 3, and we got there around 11, and, yeah, we ended up staying for the whole time. It's like right after that little wrestling show ended, we left, and I think that literally was, like, at 3.
Yeah, when Wade bought that Nico figure.
Oh, yeah. Which that wasn't even me. Heather was like, come on, you know you want it. It's like, yeah, I know I want it. And it's like, okay, it's $20. And it's like, okay, I will only buy it if you go halves with. And I was like, okay, fine. Oh, fuck, whatever. I'll buy the Nico. And yes, the Nico...
Is Nico in her Sunny Day song outfit?
Yeah, so I officially have a figurine. But I am not going to start collecting. Don't...
He says that, but however, watch us in like a month.
Nessos.
Yeah, because Nezzos are friends.
Yeah.
I was petting a Sumire Nezzo.
Yeah, he has Sumire and my little Bochi stacked up there.
Yeah.
Alright, I think these two are going to start the anime roundup. I need to refill my drink real quick.
Okay. Yeah, so let's move on to anime roundup.
Looks like first one we have is Heather's pick. Transformers the movie.
That was actually my pick.
Oh, that was? I thought that was Heather's.
No, so this is... So, kind of, we're actually circling back a little bit to Anime Midwest.
Oh, yeah, because Heaven's Design Team was Heather's.
Yeah, Heaven's Design, which was a great show, too, by the way. But for the reason we watched its full title is The Transformers the Movie.
The Transformers the Movie?
Yeah, which is how you would title things in the 80s.
Yeah, was it 85?
86.
86.
86. So, me and Heather were doing a Transformers panel at Anime Midwest. So we were watching Gen 1 Transformers. So the stuff that came out in the 80s. So we just started watching. We watched the whole show, which we actually bought at Anime Zap this year, which is kind of like, okay, we have to justify this purchase somehow. Want to do a panel about Transformers? Yeah, that works. So we started watching Transformers. I really liked the show, by the way. Gen 1 Transformers, a lot of fun. And then we were like, well, shit, we got the movie here. Why don't we rewatch the movie? Because we only had time to do like a short club because we were doing it right after Steven was getting off work. I didn't want to burden him with like a 12-episode anime, so I was like, oh, fuck it, we'll just do a movie night tonight. So I was like, we're getting ready for this Transformers panel. We'll just do the Transformers movie. And, yeah, I mean, it's a good movie, like, in itself, but watching it in context of the show as a whole kind of changes
all these
things.
80s kids watching all their favorite characters die.
Yeah, folks, this movie kills a lot of main characters. Like, fuck Game of Thrones. Transformers, the movie, kills, like, half the cast. Optimus Prime, Megatron gets changed, Starscream, who is my favorite character, gets fucking killed. Quite a few characters go down. A few remain, but yeah, I was just like flabbergasted, looking back, because I watched the movie originally about a year earlier, and I liked it in a vacuum as just like the movie, just as a movie, but watching it, with the context of Gen 1 Transformers, I was just like, man, they killed all my faves. No wonder this movie got backlash to shit.
But Weird Al was in it.
Weird Al wasn't, and a lot of folks were in that movie. Like, it was
Rick Derringer.
Rick Derringer was a music producer on it. There was Weird Al, as Steven said, Robert Stack, Judd Nelson, Orson Welles in his final film role as Unicron from Transformers. Scatman Crothers was in it. There were just so many different, like, just spin the wheel of random of people in the 1980s.
And talk about Transformers reminded me of a story from working at the school, where new Transformers is popular among kids right now. And I remember one time just sitting in an art class, and like one kid was just drawing Optimus in paper, and like the art teacher just walked by and was like, "Oh, I love your Optimus Prime," and the kid was like, "How do you know who Optimus Prime is?" And the art teacher said, "I was a kid in the 80s. I watched the original show."
Oh god.
So I'll say this: the movie in a vacuum is good. The movie, like, in context of the show, is still good, but just be ready for, like, it'll make, if you're a big fan of Gen 1 Transformers, you're gonna feel some feelings. You're gonna have some thoughts. I sure did. But, I mean, it's beautifully animated.
Yeah.
Good voice cast.
It doesn't have any of those hilarious animation bloopers you see.
Yeah.
Like in those compilations. Like, I think that one scene where, like, Bumblebee's, like, walking into, like, that little toy spaceship, but they fuck up the layering, so, like, he's just kind of just walking through it.
Yeah. The animation, like, they really brought their A game to make this movie, and it looks fantastic. That's why I included it as like, an anime pick, because it looks like a anime film.
Oh, that was our movie night, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, that was my club pick, but it was like you were getting off work.
Yeah, you had just come home.
And I didn't want to burden you with, like, a 12-episode show, so I was like, yeah, fuck it. We'll do a movie.
Didn't we also... No, that was a different night we watched Last Dragon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a different night. Okay.
But, if you guys want to give your thoughts on the Transformers movie...
I enjoyed it. That was a nice little ride. That's all I gotta say about it. It was a nice
I'm
little
glad
ride.
you did.
I liked it, but, I mean... My brother was the one that had the hyperfixation on Transformers when we were kids, so I don't really have that much to talk about.
Fair enough.
Same here.
I mean, it's very kind of niche, but like don't get me wrong, lots of people go hard for Transformers.
I'll say this: my hyperfix, the Transformers stuff that I liked was like the cars they would use because my autism is cars. So it is my autism. I'll choose
that cartism.
It is my autism. I will choose a special interest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is the cars they would use like for the Michael Bay. Like honestly, the Michael Bay movies are probably some of my favorite Transformers movies just because of the cars they'd use.
I mean, that's how I know what a Camaro is from Bumblebee.
Yeah. Which is funny because he wasn't a Camaro.
And that was like the first car I actually recognized as a kid because
you know what? I
went to the movie theater with my parents and my brother to see the first Michael Bay Transformers movie.
You know what? At least
damn, you would have only been
like 13, right?
No, it came out like 2007 or 2008,
she
right?
would have been 2007.
Yeah, I was 7.
That's gonna age me because that's when they. I can't remember which movie it was that they brandished the new model Camaro because that's what they used the movies for.
I remember seeing that movie for the first time when I was like 13.
Oh my god! It was the second. It just hit me like a brick. It was the second Transformers movie that they did that modeled the new Camaro, the new body Camaro.
Oh wow!
The ones that people see nowadays, when they kind of looks like a boat. Yeah, that's what they modeled the first one out of.
I just remember when. I think my brother was just telling me all the information about the live action Transformers movies as it was coming out. He was getting super obsessed with it again and said, like, Bumblebee's supposed to be a Camaro, so now just anytime I hear about a Camaro, my brain just instantly goes to Bumblebee.
And you were probably sitting there in the movie theater like Sekiguchi just reading her book.
They're just sitting there, most of the stuff just going over my head.
Yeah. But
the robots are fighting, just all the sex jokes just going straight over my head.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
at least you didn't watch the one with Marky Mark in it, right?
Oh god, those were so. But
like the one where he wrongly explains
the Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's great.
Which actually pops up on the Amazon, like it's streaming on Amazon Prime right now.
Oh,
where they have those little like fun facts.
Yeah, and and that scene is thoroughly explained, but it's thoroughly explained under goofs. It's like, oops, he's a sex offender. But anyway, so yeah, that's my thing about Transformers, the movie. I gave it a low A tier. What's your guys' rating?
I put a high B.
High B.
I put a low A, high B.
Low A, high B. Okay.
I will say for the audience again, probably because the last time I probably mentioned it last time. There's only one show that I have as like an actual fence sitting between A and B, and we'll get to that when we get to it.
Oh, right. So next, we're going to take a break from, like, the actual club picks, and we're just going to talk about stuff that we had time to watch. And so the first thing that I wanted to bring up was a show that Hannah actually brought to our attention, called Sarario
Utility.
Yeah. Hannah, why don't you go ahead and explain this?
So this came up, like after we had watched Birdie Wing and I started keeping up with Oi Tonbo, where I just started looking at like are there any other golf animes, and one that immediately got brought up was Sarario Utility, which is right now it's a little 15-minute TV movie that aired one day, but like after it aired it got greenlit for a full anime series, which is going to air sometime in 2025.
Yeah, it's not even a full anime episode, but
yeah, it's literally just 15 minutes long, but it accurately depicts what a day on the golf course is like.
Yes.
When she hit that tree, I died laughing.
Yeah. So the main character in it is a girl named Minami.
Yep.
And she has two friends named
Haruka and
was it like?
I know it starts like an O sound.
No, it starts with an A because of ham. So anyway,
here, let me look it up.
Yeah, while she looks it up. So anyway, Minami goes with her two friends to the golf course, and
it's Ayaka.
So Haruka, Ayaka, and Minami. They all go to the golf course, and Minami is like not as good of a golfer as the other two girls that are in this group, but she's still determined to have a good day at the golf course. Like she's
her main goal of the day is to make par.
Yeah, and she even writes on this. This is probably one of my favorite like jokes.
Oh no, it was the was it was the H with the H name?
Yes, Haruka.
Haruka was the one who wrote it on the ball,
yeah,
I think.
Like, we need something for good luck, so she wrote their initials on there, which spelled out ham.
Yeah, and then at the end of the special, you see Minami teeing off with ham number 5.
Yeah.
It's a great little visual trick that tells you she lost 4 other balls throughout the course of the day. You don't know how. She may have shot them into the lake. They got lost in the rough. Like
They went into the jungle.
They went in the middle of the forest. You just don't know. But it's like that's something that, like, if you're a golfer, you immediately pick up on, like, oh, I know exactly what this visual thing is referencing. And that's where I really connected with this little Serario. How do you say it?
Yeah.
Serario.
Yeah.
Serario utility. That's where I really like connected with it, because it's like it really represents just what a normal day for like 3 regular ass people going golfing. What that's like.
Yeah.
It's just like you're just trying to keep your head above water, pun somewhat intended.
I mean, when she hit that tree, I felt it. So did Wade, because I will never let him live this down. The first time we decided to go golfing after we talked about it on the podcast like over a year ago at this point. I think it's been 2 years.
Yeah, I think
and it would have been a year.
I think that was like the first time I went golfing with you guys.
No, this is the first time Wade and I went golfing by ourselves. Where it was like, I'm going to send it out right down the middle of the fairway. He slices it right into the middle of the tree and hits it right to the girl's teeth. It was fucking hilarious. I died laughing on the tee box.
I did think one of the first times I went golfing with you guys, one time we were like Wade, like he hit the ball and it just hit a tree and bounced right back to him, and he just shouts, "What kind of Looney Tunes bullshit?"
Yeah. Well, I mean,
same course, by the way.
I can't hate on trees too hard though, because that one hole 6 at our favorite 9-hole course, I just piped that fucking ball so hard that when it hit the tree, it ricocheted back out onto the fairway. That I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. So anyway, with Serario Utility, I really like how it just represents, like, it's like a true slice of life in that it's representing a slice of life. Yeah. See, so often with, like, slice of life anime, they get, like, super ridiculous. Like, stuff like Komi Can't Communicate or Nozaki-kun. Not that I don't like those shows. Those shows are interesting and fun and good. It's just, when you hear slice of life, it's like, oh, you're probably going to get some ridiculousness. But no, this is just like, hey, what's it like to just be a normal golfer on a golf course? And it's like, it represented it perfectly. Yeah. It really did.
Yeah, it did. It represents my time on an 18-hole course. Yep, pretty much. that last little hit she did that she just smacked the ever-loving shit out of it and put it on the green.
Put it on the green,
and then made it a double bogey.
Yeah, that was a great transition because she's like
this thing where it's like you can make par, and then like it has the shot of her like just putting it, then it cuts like them afterwards, and it's like I almost made par.
And she ended up getting like double bogey.
Yeah, he said, I got nervous.
Yeah. Which, so anyway, there's not really a whole hell of a lot to say about Serario Utility other than I really loved it. I thought it represented a day at the golf course perfectly. Yeah. Perfect slice of life.
If you play golf, you will love this little 15-minute movie, and I cannot wait for the anime to come out.
I can't either, but for now, we're going to have to roll with the 15-minute show. And I gave it, unapologetically, I gave it an S tier.
Same.
Steven?
Same.
Okay.
Also on that night, I'm not going to go too much into it. I think we're going to start our yearly rewatch of The Last Dragon.
Yes, we did.
We did that again.
Decided to show Heather The Last Dragon.
Yeah, because she needed to see it, and we have decided as a group that we are going to watch that every single year, because why the fuck not?
Because
it is a very funny, technically. Oh god, what was that genre again?
Blaxploitation.
Yeah, it was like one of the last blaxploitation movies, and it was also technically one of the last guests of Motown. So, it's always nice to watch a piece of history over, even though the movie came out in, like, what, 85?
Yeah, 1985.
You know, the funny thing
Rhythm
is,
of the Night by DeBarge comes from
Yeah.
that movie.
the very first showing of it, actually, which was really funny.
Like that, I'm sure you've definitely heard that one of these songs. It's to the rhythm of the night.
With the 5 siblings that all look like photocopies of Prince.
Yeah, that's what the movie.
I remember seeing a picture of the band DeBarge, like, okay, which one is the one that sings? Because they all look exactly the same.
Yeah, good luck telling them apart.
Good luck.
But anyway.
Prince 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. So, Sorority Utility, we all gave S tiers to. Let's move on to.
But Last Dragon, we all gave that like a B tier because it's funny and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. Heather.
Perfect.
And I'm pretty sure Heather loved it too. So.
Oh, she did.
Good.
Perfect. No notes. So the
Based.
next thing we watched was the first concert from Nijigasaki.
Oh yeah, I did another Surugaya haul where I bought the Aqua First Alive Day 1 and Nijigasaki First Alive Day 1. And so far we haven't watched Aqua, but we watched the Niji live, and yeah, the Nijigasaki is awesome. I will stand forever.
Yeah.
It's funny how Shizuku's Seiyu was just shorter than a flagpole is pretty funny to me.
Yeah.
Like the first part of the concert was Ayumu's the 2 solos that this concert. They only had the first 9 girls, and they only had 2 solo songs each at the time. So did Ayumu's 2 solos, then Kasumi's 2 solos, and Shizuku's 2 solos. Or that was the first half of the concert there.
Mm-hmm.
They also did like a full group song.
Oh yeah,
they?
that kind of started off with Tokimeki Runners, which is their full group song.
And it was one of the OPs, right?
Well, for the video game, for All Stars, that was the intro thing.
And I think they used that song as like ending season 1.
Oh yeah, and like I think it was in season 2 they performed that, like when they.
Because they did
one of the little arcs where they had the school festival.
Okay.
And they performed that.
Like
they performed that for you to make sure that she knows that she's part of the band.
Okay. So anyway, with the Nijigasaki concert, and again, I can't stress enough, if you're fans of Love Live, watch the concerts if you can, because it really gives you a deeper appreciation for like.
That's how Wade found his Oshi.
Which
Shikako.
Oh, Shikako. Shikako is so cute.
Yeah.
I love Shikako.
I think her full photo album's coming out later this month, like in like 5 days.
Oh.
Yeah. Every day I look at the Love Live subreddit and sort by new just to look for new news and stuff, and like people have been posting the picture she's posted from her photo book, and yeah, she's so cute.
She is very cute. But with Nijigasaki, so I want to point out some highlights for me.
Oh yeah, that's why I was going by order to talk about favorite moments.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
I think for favorite part of the first little third of it was Kasumi, where she had the flag.
Yeah, Kasumi was performing her song.
Yeah, I think I forget if she took it out during Wonderland or Diamonds, but
I think it was Diamond if that was her second one.
Yeah. Yeah, she brought this big yellow flag that said Nakasu Kasumi on it, that had her name on it.
And we couldn't stop joking about this thing.
In this house, we stand for the flag.
If this flag offends you, I'll help you pack.
If I see that flag anywhere, I'll just totally buy it just to hang it up.
Yeah, and
oh god, like we have any more space in this office.
When we get a house.
Yes.
if we get a house. So another moment, Emma.
And when Emma brought those kids out, I about cried.
Yeah, that was so
your boy. Okay, the thing is, your boy's a big softie.
Yeah.
I may be a hard ass sometimes, but generally I'm just a big fucking softie.
Yeah,
so.
That was really wholesome. What was that song anyway?
Koei Tsunago Oyo. It's like everybody sing together. It's like, I think that's what the title translates to.
It'd be funny if one of those, or one or two of those girls that were on stage, because I think it was all girls singing.
I think so.
Yeah.
They had like 6 little girls on stages to represent Emma's siblings.
Yeah.
Like canonically, Emma's like the oldest of 7 siblings.
And it'd be funny if one of those girls grows up to be like like
10th generation of Love Live.
Yeah, in like the next generation of Love Live. But yeah, it was a super cute moment where like the Seiyu of Emma is like, you know, it's clearly so good with these kids, and those kids were so excited to be on that stage doing, you know, Love Live.
You know, some of the things I've gone to YouTube, I've gone to like YouTube that I did lately is like some of the Seiyu videos, and one of them was when they were practicing for that live, and they had like the kids like doing their practice and like leaving for a bit, and all the girls were in like a rest pile.
Yeah, it's like all the Niji Seiyus were just doing a cuddle puddle, basically, just while all the little kids were just walking past them.
And they were like, oh, hi, and they're like, oh, hi.
And my only other specific like moment that really stood out to me is that Ai's solo, Ai Yamashita, her solo was so good. The one that goes,
was the Mecha going, or you and I?
Mecha
going.
Yeah.
Susume going and going and going.
Yeah, that was a really good live performance. Like I think I probably gave the best live performance, like out of the group. I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone.
No. I mean, the group. No, I'd have to probably give that to Setsuna, but that's my personal.
Okay,
favorite.
you know what? I retract what I said about Ai. Not that I didn't have a good performance, but Kusunoki as Setsuna doing Chase. Chase is probably one of the best songs that Love Live has ever done, and it needs to be a Fate OP at some point. If they ever, you know. Also,
please never re-record that song. I can't actually get.
Though Koko Hayashi does do a great.
She does do a great, but who? Oh, what's the Sei's name for that one?
Tomori Kusunoki.
Yeah, Tomori does a very, very good job with that, with what she was given. So.
Yeah.
Especially adding those ad libs. That was a good choice.
Yeah, it's like those screams at the end of it. Apparently, those were just ad libbed in the studio.
By Kusunoki?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, this was recorded obviously before Kusunoki was.
Yeah, I think this concert took place in 2019, right? Yeah, 2019, and I think she didn't step down from Setsuna until like last year. I think it was like March 2023. She officially passed the torch on to Koko Hayashi.
Right. And
as far as we know, the original Setsuna Seiyu is still in the group chats for the Love Life stuff, the Seiyu stuff, so sisters never die, I guess.
Yeah. So I know Tomori Kusunoki, she still does put out music just as her solo career, and like people have posted pictures where the Niji Seiyus have gone to her concerts.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, that's.
And I think I did see I think it was one of the Liela Seiyus. I think it was Pei-chan, who's Naomi Payton, who's Sumire's Seiyu.
Okay.
She had her birthday recently, and Tomori Kusunoki actually came to her to celebrate her birthday.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah. And like even just cross generations, the girls hang out with each other.
Yeah, and I'll say this, that when they were doing the transition from Kusunoki to Koko Hayashi, Kusunoki was apparently very heavily involved in the process of finding a new Setsuna, which is not, I'm just saying this because this is not something that happens with most pop groups. Hell, it doesn't happen with most idol groups.
I don't think it even happens in the States.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't happen in the States, and it certainly wouldn't happen in like, and I'm going off of...
Yeah, just, like, imagine like by showing my age here, it's like back like 2015 or something, like if one of the, like, remember Zayn dropping out of One Direction, like, just imagine how the fan base would have just crumbled if they just brought a new guy in.
Right, showing your age and the words 2015 came out of your mouth. You're making me look old because I was 18 then.
Yeah. I mean, I was in the
age
demographic for One Direction, but I wasn't really there, you know?
It's been almost 10 years.
Well, I mean, but
I mean, I just didn't want to be held accountable for saying, like, the wrong information.
So, yeah, Setsuna's performances are always fantastic. It is a little bittersweet seeing Kusunoki performing as Setsuna, knowing, you know, she is no longer, you know, doing Setsuna on stage
from what I've seen, though, she does try to make the Niji lies.
Which is great. I mean, it's just that she's not, like the face of that character anymore.
Yeah.
But fortunately, everyone's understanding about it, but I will say that made the Niji Live like super special.
I'm trying to find in these Mesa Nesses where.
My Setsuna is up there.
Oh, I see her now. She's
I was gonna bring her on the table, but she's a load bearing Nezo right now. So.
No. The funniest one we just tried to be pulling Nozomi Okatori or
Popko.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah,
Sarah. Trying to pull one of those three out. I dare you to do it.
Nezo Rebellion.
How about this? Don't pull Nozomi out because she's actually over the top of the most expensive things in this apartment.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's protecting against hundreds of dollars of damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, another thing about
please don't break my guitars.
There's that one scene in season 2 of the anime where like they have their little concert, and like this is right after like Yu passes her composing test, and it's like, oh, we're about to have another festival and stuff, and Yu's like, good thing I wrote all these songs, and then they do like their little like montage of the concert. It shows all the girls like actually performing like their second solos.
Uh-huh.
So like how like those little like one little screenshot they have for each girl, it's like as they from like the little snippet of that song. Like they actually do like, have it accurately to how they actually perform it live. Like Karin's solo Wish, where she's just sitting in the chair singing it, and Vino doing telepathy, where like, she has like the little antenna type little wand thing in her hand. It's like going around on the little carts, waving it around.
Right. And they brought the carts back, which the carts are always fun.
Yeah.
Imagine being one of those boys pulling the carts, though.
Da da da.
I don't know if they're dragged by people or if they have like a machine set path.
Well, it looks like from the lives that we've seen, it looks like they have people like guiding them a little bit, and like some people in front of them. So I'm assuming they're probably like pulled by people, but I wouldn't think that they're that heavy.
Yeah.
But we can always make the memes of they're having the fucking Monty Python. Was it Life of Brian? I don't think it was like Life of Brian or. Holy Grail music where they smacked themselves in the face. It was Holy Grail.
Yeah, Holy Grail.
Holy Grail. They just had the Holy Grail thing going. Soviet days,
yeah, exactly.
Smacked this on the face of the Bible. Yeah, you know that.
So
shit.
it's like, it's that part of Love You, My Friends. Of course, goes yeah.
Yeah. They hide the whip cracks. Yeah. So I'm not gonna give a normal rating to the Nijigasaki concert. They're all fantastic.
Yeah,
Watch them.
I know. I have like copy pasted the title of the second live into Surugaya, but I haven't found the Blu-ray for that yet. But I'm going to keeping my eyes out for
good.
Second live.
I mean, we do have the PS2 now. So if you end up finding like a regular DVD, we are not gonna run into the region lock thing. Hopefully.
Yeah. I am. Preferably have Blu-rays.
Yes,
right.
Please.
So, moving on. Speaking of Nijigasaki, big year for Nijigasaki, by the way, because we're getting the movie trilogy going this year.
Yeah, September. I can't wait.
Yep.
I'm hoping they get G-Kids involved in this just so they can stream it in U.S. theaters.
Oh, that would be huge for them.
It's like if we could just go in town or like even to Peoria to watch it, just because I remember when me and my friend saw Promare in 2019, we had to go to Peoria to see it.
I will say the Marcus Theater is pretty good. What?
I'll take my contacts. I'll be right back.
Okay.
The Marcus Theater is pretty good about showing anime releases, but
Yes, they are. It's fantastic.
like that's where I saw End of Evangelion for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, the first time in
that's
American theaters.
It's usually where they have the Ghibli Fest too.
So anyway, speaking of Nijigasaki, we watched the second season of Nijion, which is the chibi It's not even a reimagining. It's just like
little scenarios of like girls you don't usually see hanging out together, just hanging out, having little adventures.
You plus anyone that's not Agupon.
yeah. And I gotta say, this season did like everything that the first season did, but even better.
Yeah, it's like that. The episode Lanzu and Shizuku.
That's my favorite episode, and to give context, so basically the story is that
Shizuku's sad that she failed an audition.
Yeah, because she's a big theater kid. She wanted a big role in this play.
But she just ended up getting a supporting role instead.
Yeah, and so Lanzu decides, hey, we're gonna go out for crepes, and which sounds strange, but in Japan that's more of like a kind of snack treat food rather than something you get.
Go get crepes. Now we're gonna go to the beach.
Yeah, and there's a good scene like at the end of that episode where Shizuku is like
she notices that Alonzo's looking up how to make your friends feel better.
Wiki how to help your friend feel better.
And Shizuku reassures her that you're doing great. It's just no, I am legitimately angry that I didn't get that role. And she does like a scream across the not like a blood curdling
just letting your emotions out to the ocean.
Yeah. And it's a really cute moment. Like, it's a good moment between, like, Lanzu and...
You guys can talk a bit more. I'm just going to get a drink.
Okay. You want some sangria?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'll just pour you some sangria.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really good moment between these two characters, which I don't really recall having many, is that good?
Yeah.
Many interactions with one another.
I do know in the game they did interact a bit, just... Apparently, back when I looked up a bit more about the Lanzu story in SIF All-Stars, and apparently when Lanzu did her whole little villain arc where she first got introduced, like, okay, who's gonna join me in my new idol club? Like, Shizuku joins first, and everyone's like, no, Shizuku, she joined the dark side, and it's like the first scene you ever really see Kasumi cry.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, Shizuku comes back in the next chapter. It's like, no, I wasn't really going to join. I just wanted to get information.
Oh, she did a little spying mission. But yeah, in that episode, that was a really cute, like, it makes me happy that for this upcoming film trilogy, Shizuku and Lanzu are, like, in the same group.
Yeah, and a lot of the promotion for, at least in that trailer that they just dropped recently for the Niji movie, they actually show Shizuku performing.
Right,
so
yeah.
It feels like a lot of the trailer focused on Shizuku, so yeah. Can get some Shizuku representation.
Yeah, because there's a meme going around where it's like Shizuku fans when she gets a second of screen time.
Yeah, Shizuku when she gets more than one line of dialogue.
Yeah. But yeah. That was probably my favorite episode, or probably the best episode of Nijian.
Oh,
but
the other favorite was Rina and Emma.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
where Rina and Emma learn how to be, like, affectionate, like, they're rubbing noses and...
headbutting each other.
Rina teaches Emma how to show affection like a cat, and then Emma shows her how to show affection like a goat. Then they both just start headbutting and... nuzzling I and Karin.
Yeah. which
I enjoys the nuzzling. She's like, okay, Karin, your turn. And Karin's like, wait.
No.
Wait.
Which
also,
oh, god damn it. Which speaking of Karin probably had the funniest moment. Yes, the funniest moment in Nijian, because there's like a little interlude with Emma and who's the other girl that was...
Oh no, it was Karin and Kasumi.
Yeah, Kasumi
and Karin.
Karin has a whole episode just trying to teach Kasumi how to pose sexy like a model.
Yeah. Which is funny because it's like Kasumi is like trying to like say, "Oh, I wasn't training. I was just doing like."
It's like no, it's like Karin sees her posing and it's like, "Hey, Kasumi." It's like, "Oh, I'm not Kasumi, but whoever Kasumi is sounds cute."
And then she just says,
"Kasu." It's Kasumi.
Which was so fucking just out of nowhere. It's like, it's not like Karin lost her object permanence or something. It's like she can still see that you're Kasumi. It was was just so fucking out of nowhere. But anyway, the moment that was like the one that got us like really laughing was like or it was like half like really hilarious and half like really cute.
They're like costumes. They're doing her modeling thing, and it's like, and you just says, Karen, like, oh, remember that one time I saw you with Emma in here?
It was like Karina. I took a modeling job, like a marathon day. She's like
passed out on Emma's lap, and
then they were about to go back to the dorm, and she's like, and she wakes up and goes,
Emma.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna say it, so I was staring at you.
I was pointing at you. And then she was like, no, you forget you guys saw that. You guys saw that.
Oh yeah. And
now just whenever I see Emma, I just always think, Emma.
Yeah. And what's funny is this isn't the only moment that this season of Nijion does it, but there are certain moments where it's like the animation is for the most part like a really like chibi, cutesy reinterpretation of the show, but in certain moments it goes back to the way the show normally looks.
But it's for the art for the movies that are coming out.
Oh yeah, because the movie's going to be in a different art style because they're having the guy that did the art direction for Bocchi the Rock is doing the art direction for the Niji movie.
And what better?
They did a few scenes from Nijion were drawn by him.
And what better series to get the art degradation than the one that changed from the original Love Life art style to begin with.
Yeah. So now this series has Niji Gasaki has gone from the video game art style to the anime art style to the Nijion art style. And then the movie art style.
Yeah.
And the fans are never happy about either of them.
Here's what I'll say. I'll admit that I am not a fan of when there's an art style change. Like, one of my biggest gripes about Attack on Titan is the fact that there was such a distinct art style change.
Between, was it season 3 and 4?
When they made the move from, I think they were
It was from Mappa to...
No, Mappa is where they ended up.
Was it Madhouse first?
Yes, Madhouse to Mappa.
There was a distinct change. It wasn't worse. It certainly wasn't worse.
It wasn't very noticeable.
It was noticeable, and it was like taking me out of it. So I'll be the first to admit that I would grouse and bitch about like an art style change.
Oh, you're not gonna like Fairy Tail because they do like 3 art changes.
Great, thank you for prefacing. Well, at least thanks for getting me prepared for that, Steven. But with Niji Gasaki, seeing what the new art style looks like, it didn't bother me as much, really, because like the show isn't really about that anyway, so it's kind of more palatable. So I like the art style. Well, like seeing it in the trailer and in Nijion, I think it works fine.
Yeah.
Like and plus I like Bocchi the Rock, so seeing that style carried into Love Live, I think
seeing that guy land another job so big was also awesome. So.
Oh yeah, huge. But
like feels like everybody that's worked on Bocchi is getting huge jobs now because I know like people have been saying like the reason we're probably not getting new Bocchi content, like not immediately getting a Bocchi season 2 right now, is because the guy that directed the Bocchi anime immediately directed Frieren.
Oh,
like the big anime
based
right
as
now.
fuck.
So, like he's gone from like one S tier show to another S tier show.
Oh no, Freeren's like from what I've heard, Freeren's like an S+ tier.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
I haven't seen it, but everybody says it's amazing.
I was gonna say they probably haven't done a Bocchi season 2 yet because no one's available to do a Bocchi season 2. Everyone's booked doing jobs right now.
Yeah.
But going back to Nijion, I will say one of my favorite kind of like there's a running story throughout Nijion where it's like kind of a B plot, but or not even a B plot. It's like a fantasy thing where it's like
Ayumu's a demon lord.
Yeah,
and then
like all the girls are in their Ryoyan Victory Road, like those delinquent outfits, like trying to stop Ayumu.
I should find a U one because I think that'd be pretty funny.
And everyone is in on it except for Kasumi.
Yeah.
Kasumi is the only one breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, she's desperately trying to keep up with the plot that everybody's.
Yeah, she's like, wait, when did we write this into the script?
My favorite part of that B plot was when Rebirth came in on their little bears.
Yeah, of course, Lonzu had the panda.
Also, whenever Alonzo came in, the fucking Chinese gong kept going off. Like, we get it, she's from China, motherfucker!
They might as well have done da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, just have it turning Japanese by, what was that band?
The Vapors.
The Vapors just playing in the background.
You know, unironically, one of my favorite songs from the 80s.
That is a good song, but, like,
I also play that whenever weebs get too close to me. Anyway.
turning Japanese. But yeah, so the story is, like, there's a demon lord that starts off with Ayumu, and then it moves to Shizuku. And one of my favorite moments is that Rina gets, like, this power-up suit.
Which is, like, her...
super suit.
Yeah.
Which is, like, the her first solo outfit, I think.
Yeah, but just make it like a mech suit.
And she's like, I'm going to defeat... Was it Ayumu or Shizuku?
It was Ayumu first.
It was Ayumu. And she's like, I'm going to defeat you.
It's like she's revving up like a punch and then turns into tickle, 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 tickle.
Yeah, she's just tickling her and it's pretty fun. And Kasumi the whole time is just like, what is going on?
And the scene where like Emma and Kanata are just chilling off to the side, just like unbothered, and Kasumi's like, hey, the world's kind of ending here.
Could use a little help right now. Like, Kasumi is trying to sell it, and, like, everyone is just booling. But,
I love how it turns out to be, like, a movie plot for you to read.
Oh, yeah. Were there any good, Kanata moments from Nijion that you recall? I feel like Kanata...
Yeah, I don't think Kanata really had, like, a standalone...
I think Kanata had her shining moments in, like, the first Nijion.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, Kanata with Shizuku episode in season 1, and that was like one of my favorite episodes of season 1.
Shizuku gets a lot of good, like, friendship episodes.
Yeah.
Which is, like, good. Who wouldn't love Shizuku? I'm looking at...
The Shizuku Nesso.
Yeah.
The other Lobdari Nezo over there.
Yeah, Shizuku's a bit predisposed.
We could also look at that one and take her down.
Oh yeah.
That little plushie.
Little Shizuku. But
still need that monkey Nezo of Kasumi to finish off Quartz over there.
Yeah.
Oh right.
I have those little Kutsuki, little hugging plushies. People call them the monkey plushies there. I have Emma, Kanata, Rina, and I just need Kasumi to finish up Quartz.
So yeah, I would say and Mia had a lot in season 1, so that's probably why she didn't have a whole lot in season 1.
Mia does have a little episode with you where she's trying to
calm them down before their performance sacks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a good episode.
Little piano recital, because you was in the music course now.
Right. So, yeah. I gave Nijion... I'm probably going to up my rating to, like, a low A tier.
Same.
Yeah, I gave mine an A tier as well.
So, I mean, originally I added it a high B, but it's like, why not give it an A tier? It improved everything that you liked about Nijion season 1, excuse me.
We probably should talk about these last ones a bit faster, because it is midnight now.
Yeah, it's fine. I will say the last bit on Nijion is that I really liked how their end series, it was the silhouette of the girl that you was hanging out with.
Oh, right.
That was a really good artistic direction, so I really love that.
Oh, and also when the bears showed up, Shioriko, Mia, and Lanzu, when the bears just are standing there, they all say, vroom, vroom.
Yeah, it's like when they're all riding in on the bears, just hear them say, vroom, vroom.
Which, of course...
It's Wade's favorite song from Niji.
Well, it's my favorite song from Rebirth. Rebirth has, like, a lot of, like, great songs. Yeah. Lanzu has a lot of great songs.
We found his Oshi.
Oh, yeah, speaking of... Shit. You excited for the 2025 Nijigasaki monthly girls songs?
What is that?
Oh,
so each month there's like a theme, and one of the girls from Niji is going to sing it.
Oh yeah. You told me about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like Emma probably got the best one for like February. Like the theme was that like, oh, it's flu season. Which girl do you want sitting next to your bed to sing you a comforting song?
Emma.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Emma would be the healing one.
Yeah. So, but anyway, don't talk to me about Lanzu being my Oshi how the Love Life subreddit reacted when they got like 3 seconds of what Lonzu's mom looked like.
Yeah. Yeah,
New Girl 1, New Girl 2, just deadpan. Lonzu's mom, fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Stacy's mom.
Lonzu's mom has got it going on.
So, like 3 seconds of Lonzu's mom in the movie trailer. Yes! Yeah!
The server blew up. The subreddit blew up.
Yeah.
It was pretty great. But, I mean, folks, go
got
watch.
It bad, got it bad, got it bad. I'm hot for
Lon-
principal. She is the headmaster of the school.
Mrs. Wilson is back.
Alright, but anyway,
So we're all A tier on
yeah,
season 2.
about 8 here, yeah.
So, Tonbo. Oi Tonbo. This was
Yeah, because
Hannah's pick.
guys wanted to see another golf anime, and Oi Tonbo had just finished up the week when it was my turn to pick again, so...
And, so, do you want to preface, like, what the show is about?
Sure. Oi Tonbo is the story about this guy named Igarashi, who everybody just calls Igaiga.
Right.
He's a disgraced former professional golfer who just wants to run away from his old life, so he accepts a job at this far-off island that's based on the Tokara Islands of Japan, but it's on like a fictional one, like Hinoshima, they called it, but yeah. And he goes to that island and immediately just finds this one girl named Tonbo there, where she has an old 3-iron. It's the only golf club she owns, and like there is a golf course on that island that and she's just learned how to do just crazy shots just with a 3-iron.
And I like that because it's kind of like, it reminds me of this story that I was reading about this guy who had tried out for the MLB, made a team, tore his rotator cuff, and couldn't play. He ended up joining the MLB later on as like a 35-year-old man, which is quite advanced for the MLB. But he was a high school history teacher, and he was a high school baseball coach. And so when he started, because he hadn't pitched in like 15 years, and so when he started, throwing again, he was throwing like 97, 98, 99 mile an hour balls at these kids, and they were getting so good because they were training with an MLB player. Tonbo reminded me of that, in that Tonbo is so good at golf because she's just been practicing. She's grown up on this course that would challenge even the most hardened like PGA players. So I like that kind of
learning with a club that pretty much even professional players struggle with.
Yeah, so
like,
it's
even like probably
I think I'm the one in the group who has a 3-iron. I fucking hate that thing.
Yeah.
I have a 3-iron too. I fucking hate it too.
Spoilers, I think for like the 3rd episode, I think, is when Tonbo explains like how she got the 3-iron, which is where like her dad was a professional golfer, and like,
he said fuck the 3-iron and left it before he went.
Yeah, he was about to go to a tournament, and like it was him and his wife just left, and they left Tonbo at home, and it's like right before he left, he like took out the 3-iron from his golf bag. Like, I'm not gonna use this. Like, here, Tonbo, you can have this while I'm gone.
Which, relatable, but that's the club she grew up playing with, and so she's just a fucking killer on the course. She really is.
Yeah, it's like even Geiga points out that she just learned through play. It's like she doesn't even play real golf. She's just
it's like
that's how we're teaching you at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of like she golfs the way, I don't know, like
how a kid plays at the playground.
Yeah, like swinging on a swing set. It just comes so naturally that it's like, okay, so she's got the difficult stuff. Well, she's got like the hardest stuff to like learn how to do, figured out. Now it's time to work backwards from that and teach her how to drive, teach her how to chip, teach her how to putt.
Yeah, like the first part is Geiga tries to figure out, okay, how am I going to get her to use a wedge? And then she eventually just gains a wedge in her golf set.
he took the grip from the 3-iron and put it on a wedge.
Which is that's a move, but I mean, it worked. It ended up working, and then they spend some time with this like young professional.
Yeah, she's the niece of the nurse on the island, where she's like the Kyushu junior champion.
Yeah, and they play some. They had some. She was a good character. I wish they had done more with her, but that. The character Subura and Tombo have some pretty good interplay with one another, and I kind of was hoping that her and Igaiga would kind of team up to teach Tombo how to golf like more in depth, because Subura could kind of teach her golf from a different perspective than Igaiga could.
Yeah, that's why Igaiga wanted to bring Subura there, because I think he said Tonbo needs to learn from somebody her age.
Yeah, exactly.
And just finds out Subura's pretty much almost exactly like Tonbo.
And I'll say this:
I've made a mistake.
The show is about golf, but it's also like very much like a family kind of.
Oh my god, that last set of episodes almost made me cry.
Yeah.
But then again, that was also in the same week where we watched the Bunny Girl Senpai movie, and I fucking bawled like a.
You were kind of on an emotional knife edge.
Yeah,
my emotional scars were very fresh.
Like, I showed you a movie about family trauma where you started crying, and then just the next day, like anime that like ends with family trauma.
Yeah, and I'll say this: Oi Tonbo is a very wholesome show, because it's like the grandfather in it is like a really good
best grandpa.
Yeah, who took Tonbo in after her parents died,
and like none of the rest of her family really wanted to take care of her.
I wish they had pitched that differently, because they pitched the family as being like very like cruel and hateful, and it's like that doesn't really fit with like the tone of this show. I wish they had been like I don't know, more bedside manner-ish about it, because that scene just kind of felt out of place to me. But the grandpa was great, because he took...
Yeah, like he just shows up there, it's like no questions asked, just like, okay, you're coming with me now.
And the whole island effectively raised her.
Yeah, it's like, it's even what they say, like the last episode, like, you're this island's child.
Yeah, exactly. And it's...
They when Boonpei like wants to marry the nurse, like the nurse not being able to have kids, like, I don't care, like, we have Tonbo is all of our children.
Yeah, and yeah, that was a really good scene too. There was so much like good family dynamics, good character drama.
And the best character in the last few episodes is Boonpei's mom.
Oh yeah,
it was like Boonpei wants to marry Yoko, but this whole time you think he's just simping for her for no reason, but like the last episodes find out like she does know and she does like him, but like she can't have kids, but she knows like his mom would want grandkids.
Well, super likely, or likely at least, that she can. She keeps going to the female clinic.
She goes to the gynecologist to make sure to see if she's okay.
Yeah, so it's not like the door is completely closed, but it's like,
And like Boonpei says a moment where he talks to his mom, like, would you still want me to marry Yoko, like, even if we can't give you any grandkids? Like, why the hell are you asking me about that? I didn't raise no mama's boy.
That was hilarious.
It's like just say you and your wife are like, just say me and your wife disagree on something. Whose side are you taking? Like, well, I'd probably tell her to respect you. Like, wrong. You stand by your wife through everything.
Yeah. It's like, you tell me to eat shit and die.
I did not wait. I am not no boy mom. You ain't gonna
make me look like one of them fucking boy moms from
Speaking
TikTok. I swear to God.
A little bit of an aside. Your boy over here has dealt with boy moms and.
Oh shit! I'm sure you have as a scoutmaster.
I gotta respect that your mom has all sons, but she does not seem like a boy mom.
No, she knows better. She knows better.
My mom's the same way. She's definitely not a boy mom.
Apparently, there's like two routes you can take. You can either be like the awesome, cool mom like my mom is, or you can be the boy mom, which is 98% of scouting.
And to be fair, I know we're being facetious here, but like, no, boy moms are
boy moms make me want to shoot myself.
Yeah. My little boy can do no wrong.
And then
we just saw him kick another kid.
Yeah,
my little boy can do no wrong. Well, your little boy climbed over a policeman's car, so you know.
Yeah, but we won't even get into that. Anyway, so yeah, I really like this show. Like it had.
I just swallowed my sangria wrong.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I did. Oh, I swallowed my New Jersey tea wrong too. It's all right. But by the way, New Jersey tea is just basically a Long Island without gin.
So with Tonbo,
And
I
tequila.
thought this was a fantastic show because it wasn't just a good golf show. I mean, the reason I picked Birdie Wing was specifically because it was golf.
Yeah.
This show, I mean, obviously it was Hannah's pick, but I was excited to see it because it was golf. But then it brought me in with all this like great character drama.
Yes, it was a very good character building too.
And I'll say this. Congrats on your first S-tier show from me, at least.
Yay.
I know Steven has different opinions on what your first... Was that supposed to be like a rabbit? Like Bunny Girl? Okay. Very, very clever communication.
I'm excited for the next episode when we can talk about that.
But,
I did promise for my next pick I'm going to show Wade and Heather Bunny Girl Senpai so they can understand Steven's trauma.
It has fundamentally changed me as a person.
Hooray, hooray. But yeah, Tonbo, easy S-tier. I love that show.
Yeah, and it's already been greenlit for season 2 coming in October.
Excellent. I can't wait to see Tonbo play on the Pro Tour.
Yeah. So,
Can't wait to see professionals get bamboozled by her 3-iron knowledge.
Because like a little bit after I started watching the show, I found out they had an official Instagram, so I just followed that, and just one day, it's like, it was like the day when the last episode aired, I just checked Instagram, just saw like October 2024 season 2. It's like, damn, already?
Yeah.
Typed me, looked it up, like, yeah, apparently the manga for Tonbo has been running in Japanese Golf Digest since 2014, so they have 10 years of material to work with.
Nice. So, are we all S tiers for
Yes.
Oi Tonbo?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, now we move on to my pick, which was Fairy Tale, in which we did the Galuna Island Arc.
I really loved it. I really did. I thought it was a good arc to, like, it really helped me to understand Gray as a character more.
Yeah. I mean, during the intro arc, Gray was already one of my favorites, but, like, having more of his character adds to that.
I liked Gray, I just didn't really get Gray until this arc.
I mean, here's kind of just one of the more memorable characters to me, just because the little gag,
Here's a little undressing gag, and they even explain that too, which is
an ice wizard, you just get hot easily.
Oh, yeah. But we learn about his background, his backstory as they go to this island.
Okay, so the premise of this is that Natsu and Happy, they steal an S-Class mission and just basically bamboozle Lucy to go on with them because they have a gate key promise to go with it. And then Gray is the first one to send out to stop them, and then he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna help you guys out. And then they saw the problem on Galuna Island, which makes Gray run into his old fellow student, Leon. This arc actually did make me cry when I first watched it because of the song in it, when they were just like sitting by the giant fucking demon encased in ice, because that song actually did speak to me a little bit back when the first time I watched this. This was also the anime I got Martin to anime with, so that's...
I thought that was Dream Eater Mary.
No, that was Thomas. She showed me that one.
Martin. When you told me Martin watches the anime, you told me that he watched Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Martin is a big fan of like the shonen anime.
Oh, okay.
So he likes Fairy Tale too.
Oh, I'm gonna bring Dream Eater Mary up to Thomas on the golf course.
Oh yes, we do it.
I'm just gonna be like, hey, do you remember that stupid anime that you watched?
But
guess what? There's a mile long at the Hyatt Regency for people to hear about it now.
Tomorrow we're going golfing with Steven's brother and sister-in-law, so... Yeah.
There we go.
But anyway, we're coming back to the Galuna Island arc. This is probably one of the... I have watched the entirety of Fairy Tail twice, because I really love that... Yes. I really love that... Do you know what I didn't do during COVID when I was at the ranch by myself before we were together? I watched Fairy Tail back again. Alright?
That's so many episodes.
It's like
Not like I didn't have anything else to do. Come on.
I mean, no one had anything else. Even if you were...
I didn't even have money for the car at that point.
Yeah, it's like kind of SOL. And it's like, what, 390?
330, if I'm rounding up, 330 episodes.
330 episodes.
I mean, I also rewatched Dragon Ball too.
I mean...
the entirety of it.
So
yeah.
Still not as much as...
not as much as One Piece. I have not watched the entirety of One Piece at all. But Fairy Tail, getting back to it, I've seen the entirety of Fairy Tail, so I know a little bit more about Gray's backstory than these two do. But for this arc, it is a very good enlightenment of Gray's backstory.
Yeah, and that's what drew me to it. Like,
Gray is one of my favorite characters from the show.
I like Gray a lot too.
Specifically from this arc.
Okay.
Because this arc has actually just humanized Gray for me in a abnormal amount. It was very, very good.
Yeah, and I really like the action in it. Like the only thing that I felt was kind of strange was the fact that they had such a packed arc, and yet they let it go on maybe an episode or two too long.
Oh, here's the thing. The arc is like this many episodes, but I think because I did it in like a 10-episode shot because that's how I'm using the fandom wiki for this, so I'm trying to do arcs by how they have it set up. And so I think the arc that I technically kind of started was the one after that.
Okay.
With the Dragon Egg episode was like the starting point of the next arc, kind of. Uh-huh. And then one actual filler arc where they switch bodies. But I figured since they're so I mean the Changeling one's so inconsequential, but I figured it's fine. It's a nice little kind of relaxer episode, but yeah, they really filled that arc out in 8 episodes, which I think is just A1's pacing.
I mean, it was a well-paced arc. It was just kind of strange that, like, those 2 other episodes kind of came, like, right after that. But I do agree with you, at least in concept, the idea of having, like, a kind of a cool-down lap of an episode where it's like, okay, we went through the serious stuff. Let's kind of simmer it down a little bit. But yeah, I really like the setting of Galuna Island. I always love a good, like, we're going to a mysterious island type story. And
the best part was like the demons there. The humans transform into demons, but they turn out to be demons that can transform into humans to do commerce, I guess.
Yeah. I liked Leon. I liked Gray and Leon's master, which is funny because
her name is literally just you Arc. Have fun pronouncing that one, guys.
Which is funny because like the world of Fairy Tail is literally like an anachronistic crapshoot. Like you'll have steam trains next to like medieval castles, next to like guys dressed as wizards, and then you just have this woman who looks like she's a woman with like a pixie cut in the 1990s.
It looks like a MILF.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she does have a kid. Her kid was alluded to.
Oh, that's true.
The kid that was training with her with Gray was like, I can replace the kid you lost.
Yeah, which made me not like Leon very much. Does he pop up again?
He does pop up again, but he is a very likable character in the next arc.
Okay, well that's good.
And I will also tell you that you guys did meet her kid at the very tail end of that arc, Old Tier.
Oh, was she that girl
that was helping what's her name, Seagrain? Yes, she was that. She was the one who practiced the Arc of Time magic.
Nice.
Okay. So
and the one that got and the one not to socked in the face, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the more you show this show to me, the more that I like it, honestly. So
I figured that doing it by arc like Demon Slayer does their arcs was probably better, because I showed Hannah I try to do Hannah by season, and that's a shotgun of a lot. So
yeah, I think
she's
I just kind of just zoned out for. When you were trying to show it to
once
me.
we got to episode 58, I kind of realized maybe Hannah, Because I got sucked back into it because, your boy likes Fairy Tail.
Yeah,
And then I'm looking at Hannah, I'm like, oh, she's not enjoying this. So I stopped at a 58. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this for anime, and we're just going to do arc by arc by arc and see what happens.
I remember I'd shown you Grand Blue, which was just a 12-episode series.
And he fucking loved that.
Yeah, he loved
Based.
Then just tried to show me, like, a 300-episode show right after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it was my
mistake for me.
It was my mistake. It was basically just like, oh, your boy does not know how to show anime to people. Oh boy.
Or you just don't like reasonable paced anime.
Look, I was raised on kung fu movies and Lord of the Rings. What the fuck do you want from me?
Yeah, that's true. But so I'll say this for the Galuna Island arc, really loved it. It's what took my rating. Not overall, but like for the previous arc, I gave Fairy Tail a B. For this arc, I gave it a solid A.
I will say from watching Fairy Tail, of my opinion, and I'll let you guys decide once I show them to you. But my opinion of all the backstory arcs, this is actually ranked one of the best.
And
And
I can see it.
Having it being so early is actually one of the sins against it.
I was gonna say I found it odd that they were doing such a heavy like backstory arc this early in the show.
If you want to do it by technicalities, because A1's pacing for certain arcs in the manga are very quick. Because what I did, the Clover arc, was technically 3 arcs in one shot.
Okay.
But then I just kind of dubbed that the Clover arc because that's how it ends. This one, the Galuna Island arc, was a very good one. I think, this one was a good one. The next arc, I think, is also one of my favorites, too. But we'll get to that once we get to it.
So, speaking of...
But Galuna Island, how do we rate? How do we place
I gave it an A tier.
Same.
A tier. If I was doing arc by arc, I would definitely give it an A tier, too.
Okay. Good. Cool.
Probably actually very low S tier, just because of how it's done.
So, here...
Now we have the 3 movies we watched today.
Yeah, today it was my pick, so I decided to do a movie day. And we watched 3... Well, actually, what's funny is these were 3 seemingly dissimilar movies, but they kind of had common themes throughout them, not by intention.
Wait unknowingly making a theme of the movie night.
Yeah, just by sheer accident. And one of them almost made me cry. One of them I thought was a real return to form, and the other was, whoever was drawing Fujiko that day in the Lupin studio. We'll get to that, but anyway, why don't we start with the first film I picked, which was Mamoru Hosoda's 2018 film, Mirai.
And definitely a lot of little kid tantrums.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part actually kind of pissed me off, I'm not gonna lie.
So, well, like I said in the car, imagine what the parents feel.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll explain the plot real quick. So the story deals with a young boy named Kun who finds out that he's going to be an older brother to a little girl. And like the girl, born at the hospital with her parents. And it's really just it's kind of 2 different movies, and one side of the movie is just Kun trying to live with his...
Trying to deal with the shift of attention.
Like not being the only child anymore.
Yeah, with like having...
Like his parents being too overwhelmed with the new baby to really pay attention to him like they usually did.
Yeah. And the other side is more of like a magical exploration of that sort of...
Of Kun's family tree.
Of Kun's family tree. And we're talking the dog, who has a spirit like person.
Voiced by Crispin Freeman.
Who's doing
Used his Keone voice, which threw me through a goddamn loop.
It'd be like this guy with like shaggy hair just ranting about, they don't feed me the gourmet food anymore.
Yeah.
They just feed me the basic crap, and then it's like just goes under the guy's coat, like, oh, a tail, rips it off.
Yeah, which is
becomes
funny
a dog for like 20 minutes.
Which is funny to me because if you've seen Hellsing, you know that one of Alucard's forms is actually a dog. So
wasn't it like Cerberus?
Yeah, it's when he goes up to Luke Valentine like, I'm a dog, you're dog food. That's it.
Release restraint level 1.
Mm.
Release restraint level 1, doggy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and it's also a time travel show because the magical properties that Kun interacts with, he's actually able to talk to his sister, who is ended up being named Mirai from the future because
Mirai from the Mirai.
Yes,
Ironically, yes.
Mirai, like fucking New York.
Yeah. Or she's like his sister when she's like a teenager and like he has to help her a few times and she helps him in the end.
Yeah, because it's kind of more slice of life-ish up until like the last third, where it's like
That last third was probably my favorite because I didn't realize it at the time, but the kid at the train station was him from the future.
Right. Yeah.
And I didn't catch that until basically the end of the family tree arc.
All three of these movies had like really fucking good writing like that.
Yeah.
In all of them.
Yeah, I will say that train station scene actually probably hit a little home for me.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it quite a bit, and like all three of us, are sitting here. All three of us sitting here have siblings, so I can't speak for how this film spoke to Steven or Hannah. I'll say for me, this film, I didn't really have like kind of an adversarial relationship with my sibling, if I'm being honest. So it didn't really speak to me that way. I mean, the magical stuff where it's like Mirai and Kun and what was the dog's name? Yoko or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
When those three are trying to get out of the little predicaments that they find themselves in.
Trying to put the Hina Matsuri dolls back in the box.
Yeah. Those spoke more to me because it's like, oh, this is some bullshit we would have gotten into back in the day. It would have quite been, this high stakes, and it's pretty low stakes for this film anyway. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it on that level. It's just, I didn't really have any issues with like being a sibling, much less an older sibling. So
I'll have to say the same thing because when Martin came into my life, it was pretty unadversarial because Thomas and I grew up in the middle of fucking nowhere, whereas either you were friends with your sibling or you were friends with no one.
Yeah.
So he was like, hey, you got friends with your siblings, right?
Yeah.
And when Martin came along, it was just like another friend came along,
Yeah.
I mean, like, me and my brother were not really best friends or anything, but we've never really had beef with each other.
Yeah, we don't, it's not, like, goddamn, imagine Mirai, but it's Liam and Noel.
God. No, I mean, one of the memories I have of Martin was when he was, like, trying to, you used to have, like, go on those baby, hanging baby things where the baby can actually swing.
Like the little baby swing thing?
The baby swing thing? Yeah, what Thomas and I would do when we were younger was trying to see how close we can get to Martin kicking us before we got hit. Your boy was the first one who got hit by Martin. Big toe in the fucking eye.
Oh,
that stung like a bitch.
Oh, that would have been like the Mirai, because there were a few times where Kun tries to smash a train into Mirai's head. That was like the opposite, but it was the baby.
You know what the funny thing was? I think Martin was about half my weight at the time. So.
And he just fucking bodied you.
Bam!
And that just seems like the most little brother behavior. The most brother behavior.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be like Thomas and I came into this scene, right? Because that's where I think it kind of came in, where I can probably identify this the most, because Thomas would shove me into a corner of the dining room and just leave me there, facing the two corners.
So
that's where he'd put your, like, little baby scooter.
Yeah, the little baby scooter just pushed me into the corner of the dining room. I'd just be sitting there crying.
So I have a funny story like that. So when Henry came along, he's my younger brother, and
me and Henry are about the same age, I think.
Yeah,
I think
he's a year older than you.
No, we were both.
He's 96.
Okay.
Yeah. So when he came along, apparently this is how my mom and dad tell it. You know those like big like saucer things that they would put babies in?
Oh yeah.
Was it like the scooter thing, or was it like the swing
like
one?
A saucer thing that the baby would stand in so it could learn how to like
Yes, that's what Tom's pushed me in the corner with.
Yeah. Well, when Henry came along, apparently what I would do is I would like go and fucking rock that saucer. and eventually what happened is my parents built like a fucking fortress of like pillows to keep me out until I figured out that like, oh, I can break through these pillows. So I like to imagine that one time I just came through those pillows and like, you're mine now, bitch.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Henry grew up to be a hell of a lot big, like bulkier.
Oh yeah, Henry and I made the greatest beer pong team.
Oh yeah, and that time we had that fight where you were like,
I got my shit rocked by Noah, and
Henry just went and boom, 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 and he's like just pounding my rib cage. And see, I feel like Mirai would have been a completely different movie if it was like.
Two siblings would call it.
If it was two brothers instead of like a brother and a sister, because brothers fuck with each other, they really do. But it's like,
you know what I actually like about this podcast thing is like, Wade, you have like one immediate younger sibling, right?
Yeah.
I'm the middle child of like both the younger brother, like an older brother and younger brother, and Hannah's like the youngest of her family.
Yeah,
so I think we get like three
older
different.
Brother and I'm the little sister.
Yeah,
I think we get like three unique perspectives from this, which I really love.
And I guess since you are literally a younger sister, did this film speak to you in any specific way, or kind of more detached from it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can kind of relate to that since. I mean, I was a very shy kid when I was younger. Didn't really have many friends among my age group, so I do remember as a kid back when I was younger, was my brother had all the friends and I didn't really have anybody. So I do remember I just kind of just from a distance, just watching my brother and his friends hang out, just trying to act like I'm part of the group, even though I'm too scared to talk to any of them.
Yeah, I mean...
I think Wade and I have like a more colorful thing because we kind of both identify with, was it Kumo or Kudo? Kun.
Yeah.
I can't even get the letter right. It's fine, I'm drunk.
And here's something that I liked about the film, like, as a whole, is that we never learn, like, the parents' names.
We never do, because
it's
from the perspective of Kun anyway, right?
It's from the perspective of the kid, and it remains true to that throughout the film. And I thought that was a really smart
especially when the older version of him and the younger version of him were arguing in the train station.
Yeah,
because they were arguing as if they were basically he was arguing in a mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
And you better not get on that train.
Watch me, bitch.
Yeah.
What are you gonna tell me? You need to do what I say.
Then he gets on the train. That idiot.
Yeah. Which, yeah, that's relatable. Like, I wish I could talk to myself before I made my dumbest mistakes, but I also know what I was like, and I was like, I wouldn't have listened to me. Yeah. Me didn't listen to me.
I mean, me probably needed to go through those dumbass mistakes before to meet the person that I am right now, you know?
So, yeah, I mean, this movie...
I mean, that's an argument I have with myself, like, every night as I'm going to bed, like, it's like, if I could go back in time, like, would I prevent myself from making those mistakes? Then also, like, if I didn't make those mistakes, then I wouldn't be here.
I'll say this: Tim Dillon, the comedian, has a both very funny and also very kind of profound quote that speaks to me, where he's like describing an interaction that he had with his parents one time, where he's like, "Look, I know that I've made changes in my life, but I'm still me." And he was like talking about, I'm still the guy who like fucking sneaks off to the school bathroom to smoke pot or whatever.
Like, let me put it to you this way, right? My dad had a story that he would never tell us kids, so we actually managed to get this last year before I took Hannah out to meet my family. We managed to get the story out of my uncle. So this is you get to learn how much of a shithead my dad was. My dad, my dad lived in like one of the suburbs of Chicago, and they had a National Guard training there. And my dad used to carry a pocket knife on him.
Wait, was he in the service?
No, he was not. I'm getting to it. So my dad and a bunch of his friends decided to try to scare the ever living shit out of the National Guardsmen.
Mm-hmm.
But they got caught by the commanding officer. My dad had a pocket knife on him. So, and one of the many times the police have been to my grandparents' house.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think I've told you stories of my uncle, I told you stories of my other uncle, and my aunt. But my dad, this is like the only story we have that proved that he was actually just like the rest of his siblings.
Oh, because he just doesn't talk that much.
He also kind of paints himself because he's the oldest child.
Tries to paint himself as
the paragon and the good kid, but we all realize that he's actually kind of just like them. And where the fuck do they learn their shit, right?
My dad's the oldest of his two siblings. So he's actually the older brother of a younger sister, and he's told us some fuck shit, like not of him like fucking with like his younger sister or anything, my aunt. But like just of doing dumb, stupid stuff. Like one time he can I tell this story real fast?
Can I finish mine? Then you can use.
Oh, I didn't realize.
So my dad gets escorted home by like half the National Guard at Riverside. And they're like, Mrs. Kretz, Mr. Kretz, we caught your son next to our area with a pocket knife. Now, normally we would turn him into the police, but we felt like it would be a smarter idea to turn him into you two for him to discipline him on his mistake. So
could you all have just taken me to jail instead?
the funniest shit is, right? This is my dad, the oldest kid of like the 4 kids.
Yo.
This is like, holy shit! I did not realize my dad was an actual shit. It was just a little shit. Well, like, I kind of knew, but getting that story out of him was like picking teeth.
Well,
so you know,
I have a different perspective on that because my dad was more candid about what he was like because he was watching us, you know, fuck up and you know do stupid shit, and he told us one time, like. One of his dumb story. It's a quick one, don't worry. Basically what happened was he was at a bonfire with some friends, and apparently my dad had a box of shotgun shells in his trunk. So what he did was he took one of the shotgun shells out of the box, threw it in the fire, and it exploded. But it exploded in such a way that he was running away from the fire that like the bird shot that came out of it came into his ass. Like, came into his ass cheek. And he went home and was able to hide it from my grandma and grandpa, his parents. And, but the next day he, you know, decided, I don't know why he did this. He doesn't know why he did this. He hopped on his bike. And, you know, bike seats are not very comfortable. So he was like, ugh!
I've done 50 miles. I've done about 150 miles on a bike. I know. I understand.
Yeah. And they took him to the hospital. So yeah. Anyway, like these sorts of stories. But this is something that Mirai does great. That is that it humanizes your parents. Yeah. It like makes your parents into human beings.
It can also humanize other relatives. Like one last
scene with his great grandpa.
Yes, the scene with the great grandpa,
which was my favorite scene in the movie.
Which reminded me of kind of replayed for me in my head the story of my 2 uncles. So my uncles decided that they did not have enough fun with their bow and arrow set in the basement of the home that they were living in, and they decided that they wanted to make a pressurized crossbow. How do you think they made the pressurized part?
With like a potato gun?
Mm-mm.
With like a hose or something?
Getting close.
Like an air hose?
Getting closer.
Just tell me what it is.
Fire extinguisher.
Oh, Christ.
And it had a hair trigger.
Oof.
So they go by the bank one day and they hit a bump at the wrong angle and the crossbow pick goes right through the bank window.
Oh, shit.
And my uncle's looking at that like... So the funny thing was, it was pressurized normally by my uncle, one of my uncles, the second old, the middle one who wasn't the girl, right? Mm-hmm. The middle boy, which is where usually whenever I go to that side of the family, I would usually hide with him, the middle one from the middle children from my immediate family in that area. We'd all have like a middle children hangout time, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Because my uncle understood, I understood. I'm like the oldest of the middle children of that area too, so it's like I can help you out. I can help you out, kids. Just don't make the same mistakes I did, please. Yeah. So it hits the hair trigger and goes through the bank, and my 2 uncles are like, "How about we just leave?"
Might as well get out of here
because the crossbow, the actual fucking what are they called? The bolt. Yeah, the bolt. Thank you. Was made from like the innards of a pen. The police did catch up to them because they're like, oh, it's one of these fucking ridiculous things. Let's go visit the Kretz house and let's see what happens.
So anyway, I know we're.
But the moral of that was I was trying to bring on was it humanizes other family members. And if you can go back in time and see the fuck shit they did,
yeah,
you realize that they're more like you than you think.
So yeah, to kind of round it all the way back, like, kind of like when you start off with Kun, the parents are kind of like these sort of like distant figures that he doesn't really understand. He's like, he even calls his own mother a witch and everything, and
calls his dad stupid and
bonks him on the head, which is kind of funny. But it's like, as the film goes on, like, there's a great scene where Kun travels back in time and meets his mother as the same age, and the two just fucking...
They wreck the house.
And it ends up getting the mom in trouble, and...
It's like the mom's mom comes home, like the mom, has Kun just sneak out, well, like, Kun's just hearing from the door, just the grandma yelling at the mom.
Yeah. And
the best part about that was the scene afterwards was, like, the mom and the grandma talking. Saying, and the mom's, like, asking if she was
as a child.
The mom asked, like, am I a good mom? And the grandma's like, well, your good intentions are painting you towards being a pretty good mom, so just take it that.
Which was kind of like you're doing fine. Which was a good message to hear, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I think, and like what Hannah was saying about the scene with the great-grandfather, I really love that scene. Not only because I'm really deeply connected to, like, both of my grandfathers. Like, you know, I spend a lot of time with them, so it, you know, meant a lot to see a scene like that. It also, like just showed how smartly written the movie was, and, like...
Yeah, I can say the same thing, too, because I have both my grandfathers passed. Fucking hurt.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I can definitely identify with that.
But, yeah, so, to kind of wrap it all up with Mirai, I already kind of spoiled what I was going to give this, but this one was the easiest one to rate in my stack of movies. S tier. Easy S tier. This was one of Mamoru Hosoda's finest films, which is certainly saying something, because he has made nothing that I have seen that isn't S tier.
Yeah. Well, personally, I don't think I'd rank it as high as Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Boy and the Beast, but it's still in my top 3.
Okay.
I was gonna put an A tier, but then telling the stories about my own family and everything like that, like, you know what? It hits more close to home than I thought it would, so it goes in the S tier.
I mean, these movies find you where you're at. They really do.
Meanwhile, if I told stories about my family, you'd probably get this thing demonetized.
Yeah, so why don't we move on to...
Yeah, I was just like, oh, wait, I can share stories about our dads doing, like, some fuck shit, and then Hannah's like, how about I don't tell stories about mine?
Yeah. So, let's move on to the latest Miyazaki joint, which is crazy to say, because the guy's 80 years old.
That when we physically cannot stop this old man from making more heartwarming movies about grieving.
Yeah, and so yeah, Boy and the Heron, the latest.
I was gonna call it How Do You Live because it's just the novel serialized at this point. How Do You
Live sounds so much better than The Boy and the Heron. It just sounds like a Disney movie.
And How Do You Live is in the actual film. Like, the book itself is in the film.
The title comes from a book, but, like, apparently, according to the wiki page, this is not an adaptation of the book.
I'm just gonna go ahead and just say the Japanese name How Do You Live, because I'm pretty sure they actually say it in Japanese How Do You Live, but I don't know how to say that because your boy does not know how to speak Japanese at all. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say How Do You Live because I like that title a lot better, and I think, in my opinion, I really love how I think that's
Kimi tachi wa do ikiru ka?
Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat that. But you guys heard it. I like that. I like that title better because The Boy and the Heron just sounds like kind of like old Miyazaki films, you know, like Totoro and everything like that. They got a rename or a dubstep version of their songs.
My Neighbor Totoro, My Neighbor the Yamadas, The Boy and the Heron.
It just sounds like the old Weinstein Company got a hold of them and they're like, it's just changed the name a little bit. But what I really like about this one is how you deal with grieving. I really like that kind of genre.
Okay, so this movie is about a boy whose mom dies in the war, and then
She dies in a fire during the war.
yeah, I think like they firebomb a hospital or something.
I think this was like a Chinese on Japanese attack because they were just that's what would actually happen in Tokyo. Because I don't think any allied nation really got to Tokyo that way.
The American bombers did.
Oh, they did?
B-29s made it to Tokyo by 1944.
Okay, I don't know history. Where's the history guy here?
Yeah,
So he's got a boy whose mom dies in
The
a
thing going was
hospital
3 years into
in
the war, wasn't it?
In a war, and
44.
and then they
From Pearl Harbor.
moved to him and his father moved to a countryside town where the dad married the mom's sister and has already got her pregnant.
Yeah.
You know what? You know the funny thing is that it is actually extremely common in those times when you're talking about serfdom type things. You just go ahead and marry the mom's wife if
Not
the
that
family.
not that these people are like
wife's
noble
sister.
lords or anything, but
But well, I mean, Japanese culture up until like 1945 was operating kind of like serfdom anyway.
I
So
think it was kind of implied that the dad had money.
oh yeah, you
well, yeah,
can
because
tell that had
he
money.
donated 300 yen to the school.
Yeah.
Donated $3 to the school.
Oh my
Stop
god!
the
You know what?
Sunday.
Actually, let me do a 24 check on the
So
yen
keep in mind the year you're looking at is probably like 1946. But anyway, so I'll say this about Boy and the Heron. It's a remarkably quiet film for like the first half of it. Like
especially near the end, it really did give me Spirited Away vibes.
there were kind of like it almost felt like Miyazaki was doing like kind of like a greatest hits tribute almost because it's like you could see
It's like Spirited Away but with birds.
Spirited Away with birds. You had reference.
Okay, so if we want to talk about 300 yen to $2024, that's about $1.90.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Donate less than what a Happy Meal would cost.
Homie just threw his pocket change at the school. Anyway.
By the way, 100 yen is about 63 cents.
Jesus Christ.
So if you guys want to do your Surigaya shopping, have fun.
Nice. Anyway, so there were stripes of like My Neighbor Totoro, like the family moving to the new house in the upcountry of Japan.
Kinda had Princess Mononoke with those little spirits that were supposed to represent the souls.
Yeah.
Up to Earth.
And you had like Ponyo with like all the old ladies like being like instrumental to the plot.
Yeah.
To the plot.
Yeah, which that kind of also gave me Spirited Away vibes because some of those ladies kind of looked like Zeniba or
Yeah, Yubaba.
Yeah, Yubaba.
And the funny thing, but also kind of sad, is like that if they had made this like
if any of the Golden Girls were still alive.
Oh, if they had made this 15 years ago, they would have just made all the old ladies become like a Golden Girls reunion, because all of the Golden Girls have been in Miyazaki film, which is great. And I would have loved to have seen Kuriko, the old woman who wanted tobacco. I would have loved to have seen her played by B. Arthur. I think B. Arthur would have absolutely killed it. But
also something that I was surprised about. So a lot of the promotional material I saw for this movie involved like Robert Pattinson was part of it, and that Willem Dafoe was part of the cast. So I just thought, oh, Robert Pattinson's probably the boy and Willem Dafoe's the heron, but nope.
no.
Robert Pattinson was the heron, and Willem Dafoe was that one pelican that died.
Yeah,
That's explaining why they eat the soul guys.
There's a lot of like celebrity. I don't even like to use that word in this context. Like big name live action actors that are listed in the credit, but they only appear for like very short scene, and I don't even think it's like
the parakeet. That's the word I'm looking for. Like the parakeet king was Dave Bautista, though he only appears at like the very end of the movie.
And for like 3 scenes, I mean, they're important scenes, and all of them, including Batista, do a great job. It's just, it's so weird because it doesn't even feel like stunt casting. like they needed to like cast like big actors to get butts and seats or anything.
Yeah.
Because that's not really how Ghibli operates.
Yeah. I probably could imagine just there being like actors in Hollywood where it's like their dream role is to be in a Ghibli movie.
And that's why I think that they got cast in that, because getting into a Ghibli film in terms of like animation or just that's like a gold star to put on your resume. That's like that's like to use a British phrase, top of the pops in terms of film. It's like working with, I don't know, like Francis Ford Coppola or like Wes Anderson or Steven Spielberg or something.
Yeah. So I definitely know if I were famous, if I ever like got into it, like an anime that I loved, like if I got to be in an anime that I loved, that's how I knew, like, okay, I could just end my career right now and be happy forever.
Yeah, and I'll say this. So with Boy and the Heron, when he gets... So we talked about the first half of the film where it's a very sort of quiet, contemplative, like, this boy's trying to figure out, like, what the fuck is he even supposed to do with his life? Now that the war is over, his mother's dead.
And his dad's already moved on to another woman?
Yeah, so he's thinking, it's like, what the fuck was any of this even for, like, with his mother? But then the heron comes into it, and the heron's already, like, fucking with him, like...
Yeah, just flying, like, right to his window.
Heron's a creepy motherfucker.
Oh, and, like, when he pops out of the...
Yeah, it turns out it's just, like, a guy in a heron suit.
Yeah, but when that happens, I think the film pivots into more of, like, more of a straight, like Spirited Away.
Yeah, Spirited Away when it starts getting really weird.
Which is what it reminded me most, like, intimately. Like, it reminded me of that. I really liked when they got to the fantasy world, because there were so many good, like, characters in there. Like, Kuriko.
Yeah, like the younger version of her.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Yeah, and she's actually played by one of the bigger actors in the... Florence Pugh, who was in...
she's the girl that gave the Sloppenheimer.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know her for, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. She was in Oppenheimer, which that was another small role in Oppenheimer that she fought for, because she just wanted to work with Christopher Nolan and be in Oppenheimer.
So, funny story. I haven't actually seen Oppenheimer because I kind of missed the Barbenheimer thing.
Oh, I saw
don't really
it.
go to theaters that often, but yeah, I just remember my pal Jordan, the guy I mentioned before, that's the aerospace engineering major. Like, he just brought up one time that when I saw him that he went to go see Oppenheimer, and I had always seen just Sloppenheimer as a joke online, so I just said, like, oh, did he get the Sloppenheimer? And he said, oh, yes, actually. It's like, I thought that was just a joke. I didn't know that actually happened.
No, it wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke. But we were talking about Kuriko being played by Florence Pugh.
The girl that gives the Sloppenheimer.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
You're saying this as I have my coffee.
But in any case, I thought the cast was fantastic in all
Christopher
cases.
Nolan nailed it again.
Well, in Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan didn't direct Boy and the Heron, Steve.
I know. I just said he did a very good job in Boy and the Heron.
Okay, now you got me all twisted up.
As I do.
Okay, but
It'll be worse on the course tomorrow.
Oh yeah, well, we'll leave that clownery for winning.
Speaking of that, we might have to pack some monsters for the course.
That's fine. Because
we're already almost at 1 a.m. recording this.
That's why I got picked up coffee and water right now.
So, I guess, like with Boy and the Heron, I'll just say one more thing before we give our ratings. Something tells me that Miyazaki is going to work until he's, like, absolutely dead. Because I feel like he has tried to retire, I would say, twice in the course of his career. Because it's like, you think about his run of making films like Nausicaa and My Neighbor Totoro. Then he makes Porco Rosso, and then he stops for, like, 5 years before he makes Princess Mononoke. I think in that time he's thinking, should I retire? And then he does Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away. And I think around Spirited Away is where he was thinking, okay, maybe it's time to retire. And then
Then his son made Earwig and the Witch.
Oh no! Even before that, when his studio fucked up Howl's Moving Castle and basically said, "Hey, can you please come direct this for us? We chased off our director by being assholes," and Miyazaki was basically like,
"Okay, fine."
He was like, "You fucking pigs! I'll direct Howl's Moving Castle, whatever." But that reinvigorated him to keep making movies. And then we come to after Wind Rises. He's thinking, okay, who am I going to put the studio's hands in? And one guy that he was wanting to put his studio's hands in was Hiromasa Yonebayashi, who did Secret World of Arrietty and When Marnie Was There, which were both highly successful films. But then he jumped ship. So then he had Goro, his son, who had just directed From Up on Poppy Hill, which was great. Then Earwig and the Witch came out.
Oh wait, didn't he do Tales of Earthsea?
Tales of Earthsea, but
apparently that was, I think, Shifralis, when he ranked all the Studio Ghibli movies, had that as his, after Earwig and the Witch, that one was the worst one. After.
Yeah. It's low down. It's pretty
apparently
low down there.
Apparently the plot just makes zero sense.
Yeah. Fun fact: the author of Tales from Earthsea actually did end up seeing the movie and said that. It wasn't a great movie, but of the adaptations that have been attempted of the Earthsea,
the best one.
It was the best one
so far.
Yeah. Which, take that for what it's worth. But anyway, so then Miyazaki comes back and does Boy and the Heron, and I personally love the movie, and I think, okay, he's probably gonna drop dead during the production of his next film in 2035 or something, so we'll deal with that when it comes. But for right now, Boy and the Heron, great movie. It took me a while. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, if you think about the successes of Japanese media, you have Miyazaki going before Toriyama, and Toriyama died while working on Daima. Dragon Ball Daima. Which I hear is going to be a pretty good show. Hopefully they follow what he wants to the fullest. But then again, he has his manga secondary working on that too, so I'm pretty sure it'll be fine.
Ooh.
Okay.
I was just looking up more about Boy and the Heron, about the English production of it. Apparently the dub was directed by Michael Sinterniklaas, who was the boy in Your Name.
Oh, nice.
He directed the dub, and Stephanie Shea wrote the English script.
Stephanie Shea. I saw her name 17 different times in the credits. Yeah,
she is awesome.
She's very, very good at what she does.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of stuff that I've loved over the years.
She's been doing a whole bunch of translations and then dubbing and then both.
Remember, I'm a huge Fully Cooley super fan. I did see some the DVD behind the scenes stuff getting Fully Cool an English version made was her idea.
Oh, okay.
She worked as a translator then. It's she pretty much made the whole script herself, and she I think just because she was the best one for the job, she voiced Mamimi.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which that pretty much got her involved in the dubbing scene.
Right. And so to kind of close off Boy and the Heron, it took me a while to figure out what I was going to rate for it. I give it a soft S tier.
I give it low S, high A, just because the plot did get me confused a few
Yeah.
times.
I'm gonna put it in A tier just because of the plot confusion.
It's I feel like it probably could have been cut down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of where Hannah's at. I'm struggling between S tier and A tier.
Yeah. Oh, apparently Kenshi Yonezu did the theme song for this movie.
Okay.
The guy that did the Chainsaw Man OP.
Right. Boy, imagine this movie, but then just Kickback starts playing. So I think we can close the book on Boy and the Heron, and
now we have one more show to talk about.
Yep, and it should breeze by pretty quickly because it's Lupin the Third.
Yeah. Not really anything deep to talk about.
Yeah, Lupin the Third, Farewell to Nostradamus, Farewell Nostradamus. Basically, it's a story about where Lupin and Jingen find themselves caught up in a hostage plot, as they tend to do.
Yeah.
But
it's like they stuffed a diamond inside a doll, and a little girl steals the doll when they're on a flight. But Fujiko's taking care of the little girl, and it turns out the girl was worth way more than the diamonds because the kidnappers are after the girl.
yeah, and the
Which ends up being part of a cult sect.
A cult that worships Nostradamus as like the second coming of Jesus. And
Which is kind of weird because Nostradamus existed before Jesus, if you really think about it, according to history.
I mean, if you're part of the ancient aliens crowd, then
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, a live show in Peoria in December, which is a fucking thing.
I checked tickets for it. $79 for main floor seats.
ooh,
Which that kind of
that's more than I'm willing to pay for.
Yeah. If they just, I could go listen to the crackhead around the block for free. So, but anyway.
Yeah, I'll listen to Arcade on the internet for free. It's all fine.
So anyway, with Farewell Nostradamus. So basically, Lupin, Jingen, Goemon. This film actually had a lot of Goemon. In it.
By more Goemon than we got in the anime.
Yeah. And Fujiko are all kind of trying to navigate this situation because they all want the big score, and they also want to prevent this cult from, like fucking taking over the world.
And they kind of grow attached to the little girl.
Yeah.
Julia.
Especially Lupin.
Yeah, even though Julia just calls him pedophile.
Numerous times. And
which is like this is like one of the callbacks to like the late 90s, early 2000s, where they just like have that shit just in dubbed normally.
Yeah, where it's like before like the sort of rules of like what you could say and
what was it? It was like Cromartie, where they just called like one of the people the F slur.
Yeah. Like I kind of want to add that to the anime when your parents walk in. Just that one scene. Like that's literally episode 2 where they're doing like the Mekazawa's little introduction, and they have like the two guys in Mekazawa's class just sing like we respect you so much.
Yeah.
Don't
say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Just the two of them just like Kamiyama and the other guy just react with just that, and it's like I just remember like even like my first time watching that just doing a double take of that.
Yeah.
Like okay, this was 2005.
Yeah.
It's not right, but
it was okay when they did it, but now that we can't do it anyway.
Right. So with Farewell to Nostradamus, so it's basically kind of a race to get this little girl
to the vault,
so they can actually get the book and get it out of the hands of the cult before the
cult gets it.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, it's basically your typical like Lupin the Third adventure.
And we did watch the English dub of it,
and it was good.
Which had a lot of my favorite voice actors in it.
It's Sonny Strait.
Sonny Strait, like the original voice of Krillin in Dragon Ball Z.
And had him as Lupin, just giving just a shit ton of one-liners.
Yeah.
Also, Sonny Strait's also the voice of Usopp in One Piece. So for people who can recognize that one,
and Sabat was playing.
Sabat, was a Jingen, and then I mean honestly, if I had to compare voice actors, I think fucking who was it? I was the guy who did fucking Xehanort.
From Kingdom Hearts.
If you can look up who did
it. Castle Cagliostro.
If you could look up who did like the voice of Ansem in Kingdom Hearts after Richard Epcar. Richard Epcar does a very. I've seen Richard Epcar pieces of Jingen. He does a lot better job than Sabat, in my opinion. But Sabat did a very good job in this movie.
Okay, good to know. I'll say this, Hannah. Do you remember when we were talking about Castle of Cagliostro, and you brought to my attention that there were people who were upset that.
Miyazaki drew Fujiko less sexy.
Don't have to worry about that in this movie.
You literally see Fujiko's bare nipples in one scene.
Yeah, and
I mean, she was hypnotized, so technically it was Tanya's.
Yeah.
But let's be real.
Yeah,
when
Fujiko's got them like G cups.
yeah,
What wasn't it in like the it was in the Conan crossover where the guy from the FBI just fucking read her fucking measurements off the top of his
that
head?
was
It's
the
like
Conan
99 centimeter bump.
It was like 90. It was like 99, 85, 93, I think.
Which was funny because it's like in those movies they weren't that damn big. It was like in that movie they draw her more modestly.
Like in the movie we watched today, like, yeah, those could be.
Yeah, and I'll say this. This is one of the things that I like about the Lupin franchise, is that the characters are, like, the same in terms of, like, personality, basically, but whoever is, like, telling the story, whether it's Miyazaki or, you know, whoever, they get to, like, exaggerate or de-exaggerate certain features, basically at their own discretion.
So I do feel like in this movie, Jingen didn't really shoot his gun as much as they...
Like, he had a clear shot on the guy with the plastic explosive, but just, like, it feels like he just sat there with the gun loaded at him.
Yeah,
for, like, 30 fucking minutes and before they got through the grenade at him. Like, come on, buddy, you had a clear shot.
He didn't even use a rifle in the movie, which is rare, because Jingen usually uses
whole
a
character
rifle.
is that he just pew, pew, pew.
Yeah,
Jingen's entire character is that he's a marksman.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine him not shooting in the movie.
Yeah. Like, this movie did Lupin really well, and Zenigata was amazing.
Zenigata was
and
awesome.
Fucking hilarious.
Goemon got screen time.
Yeah, which means S tier Goemon representation.
Yeah,
but Zenigata was...
It feels like Jingen got kind of shafted.
Jingen did get kind of... And
you know what, as long okay, personal opinion, as long as it's a bat voice in him, if Jingen gets shafted, it's completely okay in my book.
Yeah.
Sabat's personal life is not my favorite, but in the movie, Jingen should have deserved more time.
Fair enough. And Fujiko, I wouldn't say got shafted. I mean, she kind of...
From the last movie we saw, she got more speak.
Yeah. She's more integral to the plot. She's not like kind of a tack on or anything.
Yeah, not like the Conan stuff where she was going to attack on in a very uncomfortable subject for Conan, which makes me confused.
So, yeah, but on that point with Zenigata, because the way Zenigata is introduced into this movie is he is dressed as like a Brazilian...
Carnival.
Yeah, Carnival, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil showgirl to catch Lupin, because Lupin, the way this movie
just goes into the crowd of the dancer girls, keeps like bumping into their titties
and trying to, and he shoves his face into
like bumps into like the ass of one dancer and then just looks up and it's
Zenigata. It's like most normal Zenigata moment. But yeah, and the voice that they give Zenigata is so hilarious in the movie because it's like, it sounds like, do you remember Kids Next Door?
Yes.
Do you remember Father from Kids Next Door?
Oh my god, yes.
Sounds exactly like Father from Kids Next Door.
Sounds like a guy just trying to put on a cartoony cop voice like, I'll get you this time.
Yeah, it's like someone pretending to do like Dick Tracy from the 50s or something.
You know what I found really funny in this movie? Whenever Zenigata and Lupin showed screen time, it was really just Lupin saying time and place.
Right, yeah.
Okay, Zenigata, time and place, come on, buddy.
It's like
helping or hurting.
It's like, this did have more scenes, like that one Zenigata mental torture episode of the first series, or like there's this whole plot where like everyone thinks Lupin might have died.
Yeah.
And Zenigata just has a whole like character like little meltdown thing of, Lupin's dead. What am I gonna do with my life?
Yeah, and Zenigata is like confessing to Jingen and Goemon how basically he ruined his own life.
Yeah, it's like, I have nothing else in my life besides.
I have thrown away my parents. I have thrown away a potential wife. I have thrown away everyone in my family to catch this motherfucker.
And then they just ditch him at the first opportunity, which is pretty funny.
It's like, wait, I can still arrest you guys. And he looks over, they're gone.
So, yeah. So, I'll say this. The climax was really interesting. It actually reminded me of Castle of Cagliostro.
Yeah, so we have another clock tower themed Lupin villain death.
Yeah.
Like two of them actually in one shot.
And it ends, it's funny, all of these end with the score that they were initially after the first act proving to basically be like a fake or a fraud or
Hey,
not
you know what? At least
anything.
the score bought a kid a boat so I can continue fishing.
Yeah, which was like probably the most altruistic we've ever seen Lupin, which I kind of liked. Yeah, it's like there's not really a whole lot else to say. It's a good Lupin adventure.
If you like Lupin the Third, you'll like this movie.
Yeah, which I feel like is going to be the trend of like any Lupin media that we watch. The only things that we're going to talk about is just like how the characters are represented, like the funny moments and everything.
I mean, I already love Lupin the Third so much already. Just throw Lupin content. I'll probably eat it up.
I mean, our entire group is going to do like a fucking Lupin the Third cosplay group. So
yeah, with
I
me,
call being Goemon.
Hell, you got the hair for it. You could.
Yeah, I just got to do like a samurai ponytail thing.
I'll be going as Arsène Lupin the Third himself.
You have the Lupin hair.
Yes, I do. And
your boy over here is gonna be Jingen because the hair is finally long enough to do the slick back.
Jingen hair, and you have the beard. You just have to not shave.
And Heather.
That's gonna be a fucking difficult thing.
Heather, I managed to talk into playing Zenigata,
so she can chase you around.
Yes, so we can do cute cosplay photos of her chasing me.
We can do like all the guns and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I just need to get one of those like little wooden swords they use for like samurai training and stuff.
I have one of those.
I just gotta get like a little belt loop thing. Have it.
I have a spare white belt.
Nice.
So yeah, there you go. So rating of Lupin the Third, Farewell Nostradamus, I give it a B tier. It's like it's a high B tier. It's a good Lupin the Third adventure. It's hard to even rate these as like, oh, is it good? No, it's not like they're all the same, but it's like it's a good Lupin the Third adventure.
It's like would it be able to top Castle of Cagliostro?
I feel like that's still the best one.
Yeah, it's like I rank this one the same as you.
Yeah, I mean, I gave this one an A tier just because of the voices behind it, because Sonny Strait's one of my favorite voice actors.
Fair enough, fair enough.
And
he does great as
he is a very good
voice work in this movie.
I picked up a lot of Usopp from it, but because I've watched all the way through the Grand Blue arc of One Piece. It's all good, but yeah, I do like Sonny Strait as Lupin. I wish he reprised it, but I don't think he's Lupin anymore.
Yeah,
was
I
he
think
Lupin primarily in the 90s?
Maybe.
Yeah, I know Tony Oliver is usually the guy everyone says is Lupin.
Yeah, because Tony Oliver does a very good Lupin, but Sonny Strait doing Lupin was fantastic and lovely.
He really gave it a good energy to.
Yeah, it felt like a very good energy, but I'm pretty sure he didn't have the time to do Lupin back in the 90s because Dragon Ball was being a fucking gigantic thing. But the voices of this one was good. I would still rate it below Castle Cagliostro, but still in the same tier.
Okay.
So I gotta still give it an A tier.
Okay, fair enough.
And
well,
we probably should wrap it up here because it's like 1:15. Wade has to go home.
Steven's drinking coffee.
Yeah, we have to go golfing tomorrow, so I need my sleep so I'm not suffering.
Hey, I could honestly do this all night, but it's also like.
And we're also living in an apartment too, so if we get too loud, I don't want to have the neighbors banging on our.
Yeah, they can go fuck themselves.
So, why don't we wrap it up?
All right.
We'll hopefully see you around the time that we go to Anime Magic.
Yeah, Anime Magic. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Anime Magic, just a little bit. We are doing mostly nighttime panels for Anime Magic this time around.
As far as we know, because they just sent out the first batch of panel acceptance.
First batch of panel.
Looks like the 3 18+ ideas that we sent out
Waifu
were accepted.
Wars, anime moments when my parents walk in.
Anime when your parents walk in, which is just like
angst and regret at night.
Horrible out of context scenes from anime.
And hentai watch along. I don't think that bears further explanation of what that is.
This one I have found a few on my anime list to show you guys that I think would be good. We just need to. So I went on my anime list and found the worst rated hentais
which was a great first move, by the way.
Yeah, so I just kept sorting through like the worst list and just found. I've selectively found a few that seem really good, but if we can't find any like funny scenes from those, I can easily find more.
There's one in there that I hope that we can include somehow, just because of the title. It was one that I saw at Anime Blues in Memphis. It was Whore to the Core.
Whore to the Core.
Just that fucking title alone is like.
I am going to write that title down right now.
But yeah, we will be at Anime Magic with probably mostly afternoon to night panels. So that means if you see us during the day, that means we've taken our naps. Is what I'm gonna say.
And we are ready for the day.
And we are probably drunk. But
but hopefully we'll be able to get on the pod around that time. Maybe before, maybe after.
More than likely after.
Oh yeah, and also this upcoming weekend, me and Steven are going to Anime Iowa.
Yes, if I will get this uploaded within the week, just so you guys can. So if you see us at Anime Iowa this upcoming weekend, please come talk to us. We are nice people. I swear to God.
Yeah, it's be just me and Steven going, and we found out about this con after they had already closed panel submissions. So we're just going as regular attendees. We're not doing any panels except. Cosplay meetup submissions were still open, so I am hosting a Love Live meetup on Saturday.
Even though it says hosted by Love Live, which it
yeah,
isn't.
because I think I saw like the name, and I thought that meant name of the meetup, so it says Love Live meetup hosted by Love Live.
So technically you are representing Love Live in this at this convention. Your dream came true. Don't let your memes be dreams.
So if you see us at Anime Iowa this upcoming weekend, which is July 26th to the 28th, please come and visit us.
Yeah.
We are very friendly to talk to. We'll talk to you about anything. Just it'll be nice.
We'll either be going to panels, wandering around the con and the vendors hall, or just doing touristy things in the town.
Because there is an antique car museum, and your boy is a car artist.
And the halfway point between the hotel we're staying at and the convention center that the con's happening at is an antique car museum. So,
hi, I have cartism.
Yeah.
So
I did look it up. Admission price is only $10. The museum.
Nice.
So yeah.
Your boy's gonna visit there. Anyway, but if you see us around Anime Iowa, please, if you see me and Hannah around Anime Iowa, please go ahead and talk to us. We are more than welcome to talk about mostly anything. Again, please like, subscribe, and if you have the monetary means to donate to either cause for either channel upkeep or the Imperial itself, please go ahead and donate if you can. But with this being the point of tonight, and we're over 3 hours.
Whoa.
Oh, we just breached 3 hours. With that, anything else you guys want to say?
Thanks for sticking it out with us, folks. Hope you had a good night, and we will hopefully see you all together at either Anime Iowa or Anime Magic.
Thank you for listening to us yap.
Yep. We got our degree in yapology. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Alright, everyone, stay frosty and talk to us, please.
Bye.
Bye-bye.